Is that you, Chusho?
Elder brother. The eldest son of the main house. I thought the two of you got along well.
Every last heir of the main house is dead. As of now, I will be the head of the Sa clan.
It's quite possible that Sakujun might take after my elder brother. The brother who never let anyone see his other side, and who, once the opportunity presented itself, made a bloodbath out of all the men of the main house.
Until Korin, then. My lady.
Such beautiful weather. Lady Shure? Huh? Oh, sorry, the tea's ready? Thank you very much. Corinne, by the way, I'm really glad you're safe. That's supposed to be my line! You were unconscious for so long. I'll have you know that I was so worried I couldn't even sleep! I was only sleeping because I was exhausted. Isn't that right, Agetsu?
That's right. You probably didn't rest much during your long voyage, so this was just a result of it.
You get out already! I can take care of everything here on my own, so scram, you quack doctor!
In that case, please take this medicine with your tea, Shure.
Thank you. What's wrong? You're being very cold to him. But Lady Shure, he was just terrible to me. He collapsed after Lord Yuren made him drink some wine, so I was trying to take care of him, and then suddenly...
Move it. Out of my way, girl.
And saying that, he pushed me away. Well, that's because... I don't like those kinds of people, and that's that! Lady Shure, this is no laughing matter. But I haven't seen you so lively in quite some time. It's nice, Corinne. Huh? I guess we have Agetsu to thank for that. Hey, Corinne, please smile again. The truth is, I really like seeing you smile. Lady Shure. And thank you so much for all your efforts in becoming my replacement. You did it even though you were in great danger.
Princess, do you have a moment? If you don't mind, there's someone here who would like to speak with you.
Speak with me? What is it?
Nothing. I'm just glad to see you're feeling better today.
I'm so sorry I worried you. I'm all right now.
Good to hear. Koku, come on in.
Koku?
I'm pleased to meet you. I'm Kokujun Sa.
You're Kokujun? That person's younger brother. They don't look at all alike.
Princess?
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that, even though you're brothers, you seem like completely different people.
That's true, I guess. The oldest, Sojun, was always very hot-tempered. And in the other extreme, the second son, Sakujun, is so beautiful you'd never guess we were related. And as I'm sure you can see, as a third son, I'm no better than a commoner.
No, I disagree. If it weren't for your bravery and support, I probably never would have been able to see Agetsu and Corinne alive again. Thank you for protecting the people who mean so much to me. I'm in your debt.
I have a small favor I'd like to ask of you.
Yes, what is it?
It's about my elder brother Sojun's remains. Would it be all right if I could see to his burial by myself?
It's been a while since your last visit home, hasn't it, Enjun?
The chrysanthemum residence.
The chrysanthemum emblem out front has been scratched out, and the Sa clan crest, the profusion of peacocks, has been carved in its place.
It's Sakujun's doing.
To think that he's the one who would dare to erase the chrysanthemum, the flower specially bestowed upon you by the previous king.
He's finally making his move. The monster, who at the age of 15 manipulated the murderous blades however he pleased.
Let's see, where should I be taking this? To the Nuko governors, perhaps? Or maybe to where Yu Shuntei is waiting? Or perhaps I should give it to Eiki.
I must say, I'm glad to see that you're feeling better.
Wait a minute, you're...
Let me introduce myself. I'm Shosai, head of the Merchants Guild Special District of Kinka.
Sai, then you must be the son of the mayor. And you're the leader of the special district at such a young age?
May I point out that I'm nowhere near as young as you two? I'm a little hurt that you're so surprised.
I'm sorry. It's just that I assumed the other man I met was the special district leader.
No, this guy really is the head of the Merchants Guild in Kinka. Not only that, but he has an older twin sister who's leader of the provincial branch. In other words, together, these two siblings control all the commerce in Sa province.
I've heard the Merchants Guild places great importance on merit and practicality. Becoming the leader at such a young age shows you must be an incredibly capable businessman.
Governor Hong, the time has come to fulfill my promise to you. You have my solemn word as leader that the Merchants Guild of Kinka will devote 80% of its strength to the new governors.
80%? Well, that's a merchant for you.
It has been a constant principle of mine to always keep some strength in reserve, in case of emergency.
Well, I certainly don't dislike that way of thinking.
Princess is always looking for ways to save costs.
Well, then I'm sure we'll get along just fine. I'll get in touch with my elder sister. We will also provide you with an ample loan. Of course, we'll be claiming due compensation.
Is that compensation something we'll be able to pay?
Our price is that you help the Merchants Guild better carry out business in this province. You can best do that by bringing order to the land, driving out the Sa clan's tyranny that has become so entrenched, and governing the land in a manner fair to business ventures. How does that sound, Governor Hong?
You're extremely generous to accept payment long after the fact.
However, we won't be giving you any breaks when we collect.
I could discuss this with Igetsu, but I'm sure he'd have the same thoughts as I do. Ensei, it appears we're going to be in serious debt before we even take office. Will you help?
A debt with Show on your case? You're gonna have to work extra hard to pay that one off.
I look forward to it.
Then it seems we have a deal. We'll work out the terms before leaving for Koran, if that's acceptable for you. Governor To is currently working with my father getting the disturbances in town under control, so we'll begin with just you.
Yes. Would you hurry up and go home?
Yes, please go home, Mr. Riren.
Thank you so much for bringing the governor's seal and charm. Now you can finally return to your journey.
Mr. Riren, please visit us again once things have settled down a little bit.
But kindred spirit number 1 and number 2.
Please, just go home. We don't want to get you dragged into this any further than you already have been.
I was staying so I could get dragged into things further. There are only 2 people in the world, kindred spirit number 1 and number 2, who have the power to take advantage of Ryoren Ran.
It was the right thing to do, right? Huh? Come in. Please, excuse me. I brought some tea for you. Thank you. Say, Corinne, mind if I ask you something? Yes? I ask only in an innocent sense. It's about Advisor Enjun Sa. What was he to you? What's that? A remembrance of him. Lord Enjun was everything to me. If it were for his sake, I would have no regrets even throwing away my own life. Is that love, though? I don't really know. It's just... I wanted to exist for his sake. I had no hesitation dirtying my hands in sin for him. So maybe the word love wouldn't really be suitable to explain the things that I felt. I believed that I was the one person who cared the most about Lord Enjun, more than anyone else in the world. But I was mistaken. I can't even begin to compare with his wife. Advisor Sa's wife? That must be Lady Eiki, I assume. Yes. When I compared my feelings with hers, they seemed so tiny. When she first welcomed me to Sa Province when I returned, Lady Eiki told me something I'd always remember.
Choosing Enjun to adore at such a young age shows you to have great judgment in character. The man I chose is the best man in all the country, so I can understand all too well how you must feel. However, it must have been hard. While he may have been the best man, he was always the worst lover when it came to the women in his life.
Those were the very first words that Lady Aki said to me. She's a very strong woman, isn't she? Yes, I think it was that moment that I realized deep down in my heart that to Lord Enjun, she was the most important person. Even though they lived far apart, their commitment to each other never wavered. They loved each other even though they were apart. I see. There are many different forms of love, aren't there?
So I take it this is your true nature showing itself at last. What do you want, Lord Sakujun? You've been locked up in this dungeon for over half a year. Tell me, how could you not get bored in there, Yu Shunte? Are you joking? I would love to be bored if that were possible. Unfortunately, there's just simply too much work to be done. If you have no business here, then please leave. You're no fun. I'm just very busy right now. Lord Sakujun, what is that? What do you think it is? Hey, Yushun, isn't it strange? It's so mysterious. Because this simple hairpin decorated a certain woman's hair, it now has exceptional meaning. I have never felt this way before now. Love? Is it? Yes, my first real infatuation. Spring has come late into my life. I'm already in the 29th year since my birth into this world. I don't care to have you warding off your boredom by making advances toward my dear superior. I suggest that you think things over quickly and return that flower you have in your hand. I truly believe that I must have been blessed to meet that noble woman and hear her beautiful Eiru music. I could very well go through my entire life and never again be able to find a person who captures my attention so thoroughly. Should I ever grow weary of that music, I feel that I would lose all reason to go on living and simply fade away. They say the prettier the flower, the higher the branch, but I will get that flower, rest assured. I'll have her no matter what it takes. By the way, Grandfather wishes to make use of your authority as acting provincial governor. He wishes to have you seal off Korin immediately. Would you be so kind as to tell me why? The new co-governors have yet to enter Korin City properly. Exactly. And if I refuse? I'm guessing some bad things could happen in Korin. It's all right, Yushunte. Your superiors should still be able to enter the capital even after it's been blockaded. Isn't that right? Until next time. Everything that needs to be done has already been set in motion. There's no reason for fear and doubt. It's all just a matter of time now. Lord Sakujun.
To think that my oldest brother Sojun will rest in a place like this, all on his own. It's true that I was afraid of you, but I never hated you, big brother. The Saw clan is making a grave mistake. As a member of the family, I intend to do as much as I can to set things right again. I must stop my big brother Sakujun.
The second son of the Saw clan is Shude?
That's right. Lord Reishin sent out a personal letter to confirm matters regarding that man's proposal. There should be no mistake about it.
Sakujun Sa. He's the grandson of Advisor Sa's younger brother Chusho, if I'm not mistaken. Rumor has it that he's a completely hedonistic playboy who spends all of his time messing around.
Impressive, Ron Clan. You're pretty well informed when it comes to good gossip on the 7 clans of color.
Well, Lord Reishin has already taken action, right? Is this Sakujun even still alive after that?
Yeah.
Wow. Then he must be either clever, stubborn, or both.
One thing's for sure, he's not just some simple hedonist. Don't underestimate him. There may be more disturbances, much like there were when Advisor Sa took over the main branch of the clan. Huh?
All right. As soon as we get all of this work completed, we need to head to Korin as quickly as possible. Huh? It's Ganlu tea. Don't you remember? I promised to make lots of it for you back at the inn in Sakyo.
My lady.
Yes?
Am I a special person to you, my lady? And what about that man? The man who said he loves you. Please tell me. What is he to you?
That man was like Ryuki.
They're not alike.
You're wrong. They're very similar in some ways. They're both adults who act like they're children. Yet, they're complete opposites. That's why...
That's why...
I guess it's just that he leaves a long-lasting impression, huh?
You haven't once called him by his real name, have you, my lady? Is it that you don't want to acknowledge it? The fact that he's actually a member of the Saw clan?
No, it's not anything like that.
It's very unusual for you to lie to me, my lady.
Sidon?
That man is too dangerous. There's nothing in him but eternal darkness. Please, don't get dragged into that. And don't let yourself be deceived by him. He may say things like he loves you more than anyone, but those words are lies. You haven't tied your hair back. Did that man say something to you?
Uh-huh. Just as I thought. You look much nicer with your hair down.
One day you will fall in love. I know that. It's something I've been aware of for a long time now.
Sidon.
But if he's the one you fought for, you should know that I would be a much better choice. Understand, my lady, I want you to be happy. I remain by your side for that purpose alone. That's why I won't forgive him.
Excuse me, official you? About this document.
Yes, of course. Since it's necessary that this be checked and verified against the taxation records from last year, I will take care of this for you. More importantly, I'd like to have your approval on this document.
Right.
Could you stamp this document with your seal as well, please?
Sure.
After that, there's this. And this. Oh, and these two.
Oh dear, you've gotten quite a lot of work again.
Yeah. But you know, if we can bring happiness and peace to the people of Kinka by doing our job like this, I don't really mind.
Right. But just imagine what things could have been like if we didn't have those two here to help us out with all of this.
Even though we were appointed as co-governors, we still are total novices to government. The fact is, as we are now, we don't know left from right, do we?
Right now, our entire job description is just putting our signatures and seal on the documents that they've verified.
Official U's assistance has been really helpful. He's very precise and quick when it comes to this sort of thing.
Come on, don't just sit around talking. I need a stamp on this, too, please.
For crying out loud, why is there so much work to do? Official U, I am so sorry.
No, it's perfectly all right. None of it got on the documents, so it's fine.
This is so embarrassing. I'm utterly ashamed of myself.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, it's to be expected at this stage.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Actually, you two are doing a whole lot better than I did during my time.
If you don't mind me saying, that's not something to brag about. Or are you trying to make excuses for the way you irresponsibly put your seal on documents when you hadn't even read through them? Or how you used to act recklessly whenever you had a spare moment or two?
That couldn't be helped. Back then, the assassins from the Saw clan were persistent. And besides, that was 10 years ago. You certainly have a good memory.
Yes, I remember it very well. Even in 100 years, I can never forget your kind act of pushing me into a manure pool without warning.
But that was to save you from a poisonous arrow. And besides, thanks to that incident, all those people who used to think you were too cool and calm to approach, they warmed up to you and started coming to you more often.
Look, please refrain from making pointless excuses for yourself. We have more important things to do. The taxation information for last year is on the bookshelf on the north side, second from the right, fifth shelf from the top.
Yes, sir.
Wow, Official U and Mr. Ensei really get along well.
Yes, they do, but have you noticed that Ensei's the one running around? I don't think I've seen Official U get up from his seat a single time.
Is that so?
It makes perfect sense. Ansei is the type of man you'd assume has muscles in his head instead of brains. He's got to be moving continually, or he gets restless.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Hey, wait just a minute. Why would you go say a thing like that?
Huh? I understand you buried Sojun's son in that courtyard all by yourself. Yes. As a member of the Saw clan, it was the very least I could do for him. That's very impressive of you. No, you're wrong. You guys are the ones who are impressive. You were able to chase the murderous blades out of Kinka and liberate it from the hands of the Saw clan. Maybe, but we weren't able to do any of that by ourselves. Even so, you're all incredible. Especially Miss Shude, I think. I should be getting back to work soon. In comparison, all I can do... Huh?
Listen to me well, Shunki. Read the stars and gauge the right moment. And when that moment comes...
Oh, Miss Shunki! Wow, so you've come all the way down here, have you? I guess your legs have become a lot stronger since you arrived, Miss Shunki. Huh? You've got your hand on a thorn or something. I'll mix up some medicine for it when we get home. I feel kind of bad. Your hands were like a princess's when you first came to stay with us, huh? I only wish I had some kind of medicinal herb that could bring your voice back to you, Miss Shunki. Huh? Boss, Miss Shunki, you're right on time. I just finished preparing lunch. You were able to pick quite a lot. Huh? Those mushrooms are poisonous.
Yoshun, you idiot! What are you trying to do? Embarrass the poor girl? If something like that happens, you tell her later in secret.
Oh, you're right. I'm stupid. I wasn't thinking. I'm sorry, Miss Shunki. Please forgive me.
Listen, Yoshun. Miss Shunki was entrusted to us by Ensei Ro, and we have to do everything we can to protect her, right? But there's no way we'll accomplish this important task with half-hearted devotion.
Got it.
If we can fulfill this mission, we'll mature into a second generation of chivalrous thieves. The bald eagles of Saw Province will fly again.
You said it, boss man.
And when that moment comes, you shall do what you need to do, Shunki.
This is delicious. Corinne, your skills improved. Nonsense. I still hardly compare to you, Lady Shure.
Hey! Could I have 2 sweet bean paste buns as well, please? Why should only Princess get more than one?
It's a difference of affection.
Never in my life have I been shown so clearly the difference in the amount of affection someone has for me.
Don't sulk, Ensei. It's not just you. Official you and Egetsu only got one each as well.
Yes, but look at mine. Mine's the smallest.
Nice try, but they're all the same size. Fine then, I'll give you half of one of mine.
All right.
Huh? A chestnut? I see. A difference in affection indeed. I'll go make some more tea. By the way, I meant to ask Ensei, would you mind filling us in on exactly what's going on in Koren right now?
Such as?
I mean, you made such an effort to get us into Saw Province quickly, but you haven't said a word about moving on since we arrived here.
It's true that we can reach Koren in 5 days' travel, even at a relaxed pace, but we only have 20 days before our deadline to arrive and take our post.
If we miss that date, then our post as co-governors will be stripped from us, regardless of the circumstances.
Yes, I realize that. But bear with me a little longer. I would prefer to wait until we get the latest news on Koren by way of Shosai and that sister of his.
I see. But Ensei, will Lieutenant Governor Tay be all right?
Yushun, huh? Yeah, I think he'll be just fine.
That's your answer? Aren't you worried about him?
Yes, that's right. Until now, as acting governor, he held the highest decision-making authority in the province, so he was still safe. But the moment we take our post and he transfers his authority over to us, his life could be in danger from the Saw clan.
I think if Yushun heard you say that, he'd be so happy he'd burst into tears.
Yes, he sure would.
In his case, there's no need to worry.
Are you absolutely sure?
I'm positive. Not even Sakujun Sa himself would be able to do anything about Yushun at the moment. The two of us already decided together that we would transfer all authority as governors to you in the best possible state, so I ask you to put your trust in Yushun.
You know, it looks like the two of us are truly blessed, aren't we, Shure?
It's true. Sending you to Saw Province was a wise decision by His Majesty. This will be an ideal first assignment for you.
Huh?
Given that your predecessor is the unusual Ensei Ro, the unique circumstances regarding your age and gender will not even be an issue to the people of this province.
You've got some nerve to say that while I'm sitting right here. Of course, you are quite right. This place has always been a province mostly abandoned by the central government.
Deep down, everyone was anxious and ill at ease. But then, people received the good news that truly legitimate governors would be arriving. Governors to whom His Majesty had bestowed flowers. The citizens of Saw Province were overjoyed upon hearing that.
Why were the people so happy about us receiving a flower?
The flower is proof of His Majesty's absolute trust. Those with flowers bestowed upon them are rarely assigned to work in other districts. By dispatching such governors, His Majesty is telling the people that he is clearly committed to paying close attention to this province. Not only does bestowing the flower upon you protect you personally, it also spares Saw Province from much of its laments and fears. It's a brilliant move.
There's one more reason why it was good for you to come to Saw Province, Princess.
What's that?
Well, the headquarters of the Merchants Guild in Saw Province is run by Shosai's older sister. Her ability to run things puts men to shame, multiple times as a matter of fact.
For that reason, there will likely be less prejudice towards a female governor here than in the other provinces. I believe this would be the most appropriate place for the first female government official.
I can't believe how much the Yuki thought this assignment through.
Excuse me.
Huh?
Lord Shosai has asked to speak with you. Oh, so he's arrived already? Please, show him in. Well, how was everything?
As of 4 days ago, by the order of Lieutenant Governor Tay, an official announcement has been issued ordering the complete blockade of all Koren traffic.
What? A complete blockade?
That's certainly a pretty in-your-face move from the Saw clan.
The official story is that the 2 new governors are already in the city. They say the blockade is for safety. It's supposed to protect them from any possible danger until the assignment ceremony.
Ugh, that's ridiculous.
As well, rumors are spreading throughout the city alleging that the new governors are under the protection of the Saw clan. People have interpreted this as a sign you are under Saw clan control and your popularity is declining.
Great, as if things weren't already hard enough, we have the Saw clan spreading preposterous rumors.
What should we do now?
Okay then, why don't we leave tomorrow morning?
Huh?
We'll start out first thing, so get to bed early tonight, got it?
Yes? What is it, Ensei? I'm busy packing right now, so I don't have very much time to be chatting. You did want to leave really early, right?
Say, Princess, I was wondering, have you talked with Seidan lately?
No. We've both been busy with work, I guess.
Sorry to butt in, but would you mind having a heart-to-heart talk with him soon?
Huh? Ensei certainly doesn't seem like the sort of guy who notices details, but he's really perceptive where it counts.
My lady, so this is where you are.
Huh? Oh, yeah. Seidan, let's have some tea together.
You sure about this? There's not much time left for sleep.
If I went to bed now, I don't think I'd be able to wake up in time.
May I ask, why are you making bean paste buns at this time of night?
Well, I suppose
Is there something bothering you?
Well, it's just that you're my second favorite person in the world, Seidan. Are you all right?
What's gotten into you all of a sudden?
I'm just as surprised at myself for saying that. It's not really like me to say things unintentionally, but you know, it kind of came out naturally, didn't it? Like saying peach buns are my second favorite in the world.
Her second most favorite person in the world. Am I supposed to be happy about that or miserable? My lady, please stop giggling and give me an explanation. I don't know what I should do.
About what?
Ever since I was a child, I've always been watching and seeing what crimes my clan commits. I saw how much they did to torment the poor citizens of Saw Province, and now even my elder brother Sakujun is doing it.
So? I'm sure that deep down in your heart you already know what to do without having to ask me. Believe in yourself. Do what you feel you have to do, and never mind the rest.
Mr. Ensei. Thank you very much.
Now, I gotta wonder what's happening over there.
It's been a while since we've sat down and talked like this, hasn't it?
Well, yes, I suppose so.
Seidan, is there something you'd like to ask me?
Like what, my lady?
I seem to have caused you a lot of worry and upset because of that incident with that stupid young master. Ask me whatever you want so we can clear the air before we leave.
It's supposed to be my job to support you. I'm pathetic. My lady.
There's the old Seidan. Yes?
Is it alright if I ask you who your number 1 favorite person is?
His father, of course. Even though he's a hopeless father, he's always been my number 1. Mother's in a different category altogether.
So, my lady, do you like Sakujun Saw at all?
Well, as far as Seidan's concerned, that's pretty straightforward. I don't really have any choice but to answer that I don't really know.
You don't?
Seidan, I'm sure you understand. When it comes to this kind of thing, I'm totally unfamiliar with it. But I remember the way that Mother got along really well with Father. You remember, right?
Yes.
As a child, there was always something to laugh about. I remember just how lively and fun it always was in our house.
That's true, but only because Madam would insist on making medicinal soup and cause an explosion.
Wait just one moment. Your medicine will be ready very soon.
Oh, dear, I'm sorry I scared you. It's all right.
What on earth are you doing? What if she had been hurt? What would you do then?
My goodness, you can talk.
If I remember correctly, those were the very first words you ever said after you came to live with us.
That's because there was a real risk of you burning yourself.
Yes, but after I would drink Mother's special medicinal soup, I'd become as healthy as any other child for a while. Then she'd teach me how to play the eru. We went persimmon picking. She'd teach me all about manners. We even made bean paste buns together. I think we did as much as we could in a short period, so that we wouldn't run out of time before I came down with a fever again, or even worse. But in the end, it wasn't me that time ran out on. It was Mother. The reason I haven't pursued things like love or romance might be because of Mother. Her death made me really scared. I guess it may have made me afraid to let my guard down and fall in love with someone. I have no confidence in myself. Maybe that's why I haven't been making any effort to find a person who's especially important to me. And although I always looked away, that man was extremely aggressive. He was very strange, but he had such a beautiful face. My heart would sometimes start pounding despite itself.
That's certainly a very objective analysis of yourself.
Hey, why are you laughing? You probably don't understand because you're a very handsome man too. But it can be quite important to a normal person whether your looks are good or bad.
That's a very nice thing for you to say. I'm flattered.
For all the trouble that young master was, he was good at exposing that weak point of mine. Or maybe I'm just generally weak. Weak against that special kind of pressure anyway. Sorry, I guess my answer's not making a lot of sense, is it?
No, it's all right. If anything, I should be thanking you for thinking so much about my feelings.
Do you really mean that? That's not good. Now I feel like I'm about to fall fast asleep.
I'll be sure to wake you up in the morning. Please get as much sleep as you can.
But what about you, Seiran?
I have more stamina, so don't worry about me.
In that case, I think I might go to bed for a little while.
Okay.
I still have to take that flower bud back, but...
Huh?
That flower belongs to me, so I'll do everything I can on my own. You really shouldn't spoil me so much. Seiran.
Hey.
Oh, so you noticed I was here, huh? I was just curious as to what was going on, since it looked like you were going to worry yourself to death. As I thought, all you had to do was talk with her and your problems were solved. I knew things would get better. It's always darkest before the dawn. It's been a while since I've had any of Princess's steamed buns. You know, I don't think Princess has any idea just how much you really depend on her. You're the type of guy who needs at least 3 adults on hand to make certain you don't forget how to breathe. Without 3 babysitters, you're completely lost. But Princess, Mr. Shoka, and myself make up those 3.
Well, I'd happily trade that last one in for a grasshopper. It's not like I've got any use for you.
A grasshopper, huh? Well, at least I work all year round, unlike them, I'll have you know. The problem with being your friend, though, is figuring out how to spoil you. Oh, by the way, it looks like the Senior Secretary of the Department of Civil Affairs won't be taking action. He must truly cherish Princess.
In which case, that means Sakujun...
If he sees the head of the Hong clan isn't acting, he won't see a point in pursuing the position of head of the Sa clan anymore. So I guess in the end, Sojun was killed for no good reason.
At least he was properly buried by his younger brother's own 2 hands.
Koku says he's going to make his move today, but his opponents are Shusho and Saku.
He's well aware of that, yet he's still acting on his own. I see surprising potential in that young man.
Yes, well, hopefully that will be true.
I'm taking a nap, so wake me up when it's time to go.
Hey, what about me?
Let's see, you have more than enough stamina, and you've done nothing but desk work. You can stay awake.
But that's not my fault. Somehow I don't think you're being fair at all.
Governor Hong!
Huh?
It's my father.
Ensei, stop! Stop the carriage!
What did you say? Of all the escorts you could have chosen, you're only taking my son?
Yes, that's right. Mr. Sai knows the route to Koren very well, and since we're hoping not to get into any battles on our way there, it would be best not to take any soldiers or armed guards along with us.
I'm very honored by you choosing my son, but to put it bluntly, he will be of no help as your bodyguard. He's stingy with money, and when he's most needed, he may very well leave the battlefield rather than act as your shield, as he should do.
Good for you, father, and thank you. You know your son very well. Those are the qualities that every merchant should have.
It wasn't a compliment!
Well, the sun has risen. Let's hurry up and get going.
Normally it takes at least 5 days to reach Koren, but given the current situation, we must try to arrive as soon as possible. You're right. Every day we're delayed on the road, the conditions in Koren are likely to become even worse, thanks to the blockade they're under.
Like people always say, time is money.
You really are always working at the abacus, aren't you?
Not only is it true, but I'll take that as a compliment.
Shure and her companions have departed from Koren City. What they don't know is that right about now, Ryuki's party is headed for Kinka at about the same time.
At last, we finally made it.
Right. Here exactly is here!
We're in Sa Province.
I know that much!
Being directionally challenged could prove to be fatal on a journey like this. If you get lost from the group, we'll likely never see you again.
Ryuki and his party had departed from Kyo, and even cut back on sleep so they could gain more ground along a wild animal trail. They will arrive in Kinka before long.
I wonder if that's where Shude is.
Well, we'll be arriving in the morning.
I apologize to you. I made you travel treacherous mountain paths that people don't normally use, and had you sacrifice sleep to get further, all for my personal desires. By all rights, as king I shouldn't be leaving Kyo, for any reason.
But you didn't come here just on personal feelings alone, did you?
As king, you wanted to survey Saw Province with your own eyes, am I right? Yeah, but as far as this situation goes, as king, you definitely can't get involved at all. It's good you understand that much, at least.
Of course, I don't intend to help them. If they can't overcome these challenges on their own, then it would have been meaningless to send them to Saw Province to begin with. All I'm able to do is watch over them.
Still, given the pace we've been going, neither we nor our horses will be able to make it much further this evening. I suggest that we rest here until morning.
Good idea.
Here you are.
Thank you very much, Corinne.
I can't help but wonder if Lady Shure's okay.
Corinne.
It's all right, I understand. I would have only been a burden if I had gone with them on their journey. But still, I wish I could have at least said to them have a safe trip or something.
Don't worry, I have great faith in Governor Hong. I'm sure that she will arrive in Koran safely and attend her appointment ceremony without cause for concern. And the same goes for Governor To.
I'm not worried about him. I'm only worried about Lady Shure, that's all.
I'm certain Governor Hong will be safe, but the others are a different matter. As far as the Saw clan is concerned, they're merely nuisances. I wonder, will they all be able to reach Koran successfully?
It's them. All right, boys, we're not to kill the daughter of the Hong clan. We have to capture her alive. And the rest? We kill them all and leave their bodies for the wolves to eat.
You're the ones who are going to be eaten.
Delicious! Was it you who made the savory rice and bean ball, Governor Hong?
Yes. It's stuffed with lots of barbecued pork, so it's really very scrumptious.
I'm sure this could sell quite well.
Honestly, Mr. Shosai, you truly are always thinking about business and money, aren't you?
So much so that I have the urge to run back to Kinka and sell these.
But if you do that, it'll only get you into another quarrel with your father, won't it?
That argument you two had this morning was kind of fun.
Especially compared to the Saw clan's family fights.
Welcome back.
Just as we expected, those guys from the Saw clan's private army were wandering around and waiting for nightfall to come and attack us.
Thanks for helping.
I'm worried about Mr. Kokujun. Will he be all right? He's facing Chusho Saw all on his own. And I wonder if he'll succeed in putting a stop to that man's plans as well.
Princess, how about I tell you something I bet you don't even know?
What is it?
When things started getting messy within the Saw clan following old man Injun's death, the first thing that boy did was set off for the Saw clan residence.
Huh?
If that weren't gutsy enough, Kokujun made his opinion known that the full authority of the clan should go to old Lady Eiki, of all people.
Mr. Kokujun said that?
Unfortunately, no one would listen to his opinion, but he still felt the need to do something to set things right, so he came to me while I was trapped in that dungeon back inside he.
I think Mr. Kokujun is a man who fights for what's most precious to him.
In any case, no one other than a member of the Saw clan will be able to solve the problems that are within the Saw clan.
He has tasks only he can do. And in the same way, you too, my lady, have tasks only you can do. But I'm sure the time will come when your path and his will meet again. And when that moment comes, I know you'll make every effort to help him.
Yeah, you're right, Seiran. Once we reach Koren, it means I'll have to meet up with that man again.
My lady, it's late.
Could I have some water, please, Seiran? I remember that when I was a little girl, Mother always used to tell me stories whenever I was unable to get to sleep.
Yes, I remember.
Out of all the stories she told, my favorite was always The Rose Princess.
Damn it. Not only is he directionally challenged, but he tosses and turns in his sleep as well. Huh? Huh. Your Majesty?
I was watching the stars.
You won't be able to take much more of this if you don't get some sleep. We'll drive the horses to their limit as soon as the sky starts to lighten.
When I was little, I was afraid of the dark, so I would often look up at the stars by myself. But when Shure was in the palace, I found myself looking forward to night coming. Every night, Shure would play her eru and tell me wonderful stories.
What kind of stories?
Like the Rose Princess. Please continue where you left off with yesterday's story.
You'll just fall asleep in the middle again, won't you? How many times must I tell you the same tale?
As many as you can.
Once upon a time, there was a very beautiful princess named the Rose Princess. Besides her beauty, she possessed the amazing ability to heal any injury or illness. However, there was a greedy master who wanted that power all to himself. So, he captured the Rose Princess. Before long, the story had spread across the country. The story of this princess who could control the mysterious, and whose eternal beauty shone bright enough to dim even the moonlight. Men came in great numbers, all wanting to propose marriage to her, so her master decided to take her where no one could find her. He gave her whatever her heart desired. Except freedom. Just as I thought.
I'm not asleep, you know.
What? You're pretending to be asleep?
Go ahead, please continue.
Time passed, and then one day a man was able to make his way in to meet the princess.
The man jumped over the many fences that encircled her to get to where she was being held. A single look, and he fell in love with her. Even though he had come to kill her because she was disturbing the country's peace with the stories about her. Taking the princess, the man fled as far away as he could. As she spent time with the man, the Rose Princess found that she had lost her special abilities, but the man didn't mind at all.
What happened to the Rose Princess then, Mommy? Did she get to live happily ever after?
She sure did. The princess gave birth to a beautiful little girl, but that little girl was always falling ill with fevers. But in her heart, the princess became aware that she would be able to have a single wish in exchange for giving up her life. The Rose Princess did not hesitate. She said to the man and her little girl, "I will turn back into an ordinary rose, but my heart will belong to you through all eternity."
It was from then on that the roses we know it grew thorns so it could never be captured again.
So the rose's thorns are proof of the Rose Princess's love, right? Nice story.
I don't want to become that master who only knew how to confine her with walls. On the other hand, I'm not in a position to throw everything away and flee with the Rose Princess either. But if I could be the man who loved her, if I could be the man who was loved by the princess in return.
It's kind of strange. I don't have any mysterious power like the Rose Princess, and I'm not beautiful like her. But maybe I do have thorns.
You have thorns so that no one can capture you. Is that it?
What did you say? They've left for Conan?
Apparently they set off yesterday morning. That's what I was told by the castle's government official when I asked to have them contacted. It appears we barely just missed each other. It looks like those rumors we heard from the merchants while we were en route were the real thing. Conan is under a blockade.
Oh, damn it! If only we'd anticipated the actions of Shurei's group and gone to Conan instead.
The fact that they headed for Conan as soon as they heard of the blockade shows some quick reaction on their part, I'd say. Not to mention, the new co-governors seem to be working hard of their own volition, both Shurei and Egetsu. I found out more as well. They were able to get rid of the murderous blades who had taken control of the city, and they liberated the mayor of Kenka who had been placed in confinement. Oh? Sure, Seidon and Ensei are with them, but even so, I'd say that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, an impressive near miss.
Huh?
It's not fair. I can't even get a glimpse of Shurei from afar at this point.
There's also that monster Sakujun. Apparently he's planning to take the position of head of the Sa clan and make Shurei his wife. According to the rumors, he's supposed to be in Koren too. Well, in that case, shall we head to Koren?
Huh? The woman you love, who gives you 1,000 years' worth of thoughts in a single day, is just a short distance away from you. Although as a king, it's a pretty pathetic move. As a man, sometimes it's all right to do foolish things in the name of true love.
Thank you, Shuei.
Of course, that's more trouble for those who serve a certain stupid king.
Stop calling me stupid. I'm king, you know.
Come to think of it, Advisor Sho is also in Sa province now, isn't he?
There is absolutely no need to be worrying about that, old badger.
Lady Aki, Advisor Sho has arrived. He says he would like to request an audience with you.
So he's finally decided to show up. Far too late. Let him in.
Yes.
I have never liked that man, and unless I miss my guess, I imagine he's still walking down the path of the sly beast monster.
Korin.
How did it look?
Soldiers of the Saw Clan are over there, waiting our arrival. Oh, Shosai.
Yes, what is it?
You take over the carriage. Sadon and I will sneak over there and take out those guys so we can open up a path. Of course, I don't know if we'll be able to beat the whole lot of them.
And?
As soon as I give the signal, go full speed ahead down the road, okay?
I've always held the basic principle of only using 80% of my power while conserving the rest, but I'll make an exception.
We are counting on you. Come on, Sadon. Let's go.
Please, both of you, be careful.
Look, let me make this clear to you one more time. Unlike you, I'm a civil official.
That may be so, but putting your swordsmanship aside, you are trained in horsemanship, correct? By Lord Racine? As you can see, the road suddenly gets wider from here. Then we reach the end of the cliff. It's all forest from this point on.
If they're going to attack, it'll definitely be over here.
Yes, you're right.
If we get past it, then we'll reach Korin.
Okay.
They're awfully late. We thought so too, so we went out of our way to come to you.
There are 19 days until the swearing-in ceremony. That means 20 days before the deadline. Before we get that far, we'd better make sure we recover Shurei's flower bud, right?
People here are anticipating a governor with a flower bud of trust. To a province that's been abandoned by the central government for so long, that symbol is crucial. That's why you must get it back before the ceremony.
In any case, the Saw clan isn't an opponent we'll be able to avoid.
We'll have to samba with the Sa.
Well, gee, that food sure smells delicious. Right?
Yeah, you bet.
Hey, that was really funny, don't you think? Huh?
Regardless of what might come afterward, our first priority is clear. We must get past that blocked gate.
But before that, let's have a little something to eat.
Meanwhile, there is another person who is on his way to Korin City. The youngest son of the Saw clan, Kokujun's son. With a mere handful of courage, he's trying to create a path towards a brighter future for someone he loves.
Shunki, what's wrong? Need to use the bathroom? Huh? Here you go, Miss Shunki.
The man known as Hokuto has always been a treasured and irreplaceable friend to me.
Lord Shoka, please allow me to pour the tea.
It's all right, Shusui. Please, have a seat and relax. Despite our close friendship, Hokuto only wrote a letter to me once. It said, "Don't bother to visit, I'll come to see you someday." I waited a long time for that day to come, but
In the end, he passed away quietly, while his children were watching over him.
if you had known that man many years ago, the last thing you'd ever expect would be a quiet death for him. As members of the Wolves of the Wind, we entrusted our lives to each other. It was all a part of walking the path of darkness together. I'm glad that in the end he was able to leave this world peacefully.
I understand he left 2 sons behind. Were you the one who looked after them, Lord Shoka?
To be honest, Hokuto had done such a magnificent job of raising them that there wasn't much I needed to do when it came down to it. They're sons of the bald eagle of Sa province. One day they'll soar majestically in the sky.
Yes, definitely.
Shusui, what's wrong? Is the tea too bitter for you?
No, actually, it's very tasty.
It's a really good thing that our father taught us how to read and write and stuff.
Yeah, thanks to him helping us, we were able to talk with Miss Shunki like this.
Huh? Starting this moment,
I'm heading down the mountain.
Yoshun!
Yes, big brother.
You idiot! Call me boss, remember? Now you know what it is you're supposed to do, right?
Yes, of course. I've got to get packing.
Right. We hereby declare our official revival as the next generation bald eagles of Sa province.
Wow, you sound totally awesome, boss. I'll pack some freshly picked autumn fruit. That'll sure keep us going.
Okay, let's continue what our father began. The second generation of the chivalrous thieves begins here.
Yeah, and I'll write everything down in my leaf diary so that we'll never end up forgetting it.
Yeah! What is it, Miss Shunki? Huh? No way, a journey is all about the company. Now you better use the bathroom before we leave, Miss Shunki. Don't worry, there's no need to be embarrassed. This is delicious. Thanks, Shure.
Yeah, it has a good flavor, doesn't it?
Hey, Seiron, isn't your piece a little bigger than mine?
Oh, it is utterly depressing to think that you're the former governor. But, putting that aside for the time being, what should we do? If only Lord Rurin were still here, things would be much simpler for us right now.
Because of the wrong clan crest, the twin dragons?
Right. With that, all it would take is saying, have a look at this token, and we'd all pass through the gate without being inspected. But...
He's not here, so it's not an option.
Yes, that's right.
So what will you do? How do you propose we enter Korin?
Well, why don't we just walk right up to the front gate and pass on through? Simple as that.
I'm sure I already informed you earlier that even the gate guards have been replaced with members of the Saw clan's private army.
Yes, but that's illegal, right? Seiron can use his authority to arrest them, and once we push them off to the side, there won't be anything to stop us from walking through that gate. So, do you have any problems with that?
I understand. No problem.
As for the situation with my flower bud, I'm sure that guy will find a way to approach us when we enter Korin.
Well, then I guess all that's left to do now is sleep.
That's right, Egetsu. Good food and a good night's sleep are always necessary. All right, then I'll get to bed first. Remember to put out the fire before you go to sleep.
Good night.
Hey, Sho, our bosses are incredible, don't you think? They're the best.
Indeed, it seems they'll become governors who won't settle for taking a back seat to the previous one.
At this rate, we'll reach the goal of Kinka before we even know it. Of course we will. With the bald eagles of Stop Rockets, mountains like this are a piece of cake, right, boss?
You got it. Miss Yuki, hold on to me as tight as you can.
Let's go!
It really is completely blocked, isn't it?
Yes, but we've got to get through no matter what.
What's that?
Well, shall we do it?
Yep.
Checkpoint breakers!
Okay then, let's get this stamped already.
Hey, Ensei, you seem awfully used to this kind of thing.
You're pretty experienced, huh?
Experienced in breaking through checkpoints? You're the governor's aide, for crying out loud.
Oh, hey, Sho, can you ride a horse by any chance?
Yes, I can manage.
I don't suppose we could go over to your sister's house? Actually, there's nowhere else we can go, so we may as well head over there.
Huh?
Why are we on horses now?
It must have been tough for you, my lady. Not only did you have no saddle, but we were going a little fast.
You call that a little? My butt's hurting like crazy. Huh? What is this place?
It's Mr. Sai's sister's house. The residence of Lady Rin Sai.
Mr. Sho Sai's older sister? The garden and house aren't exactly flashy, but they definitely have a very fashionable air to them. I can see that she's a person of excellent taste.
Well, come on in. I'm sure my sister has already planned ahead and left a letter or two for us.
To the two honorable new governors.
Just like you said, a letter for us, but how'd you know we'd be coming here?
One of the skills necessary for becoming a merchant is the ability to correctly predict the future. Like Assistant Rowe said earlier, this is the only place where we could go.
Hey, it's no fluke that your sister happens to be provincial leader of the Merchants Guild.
What about the other letter?
Right.
What is it, Shure?
This is an invitation from the Saw clan. Wait a minute. Why don't we look at the other letter first?
Sure. It says the Saw clan has been causing numerous disruptions within Saw province.
Since the Saw clan has a tight grip on even the Merchants Guild, the guild will only be able to provide us with minimal assistance.
So, what do you intend to do now? Please don't forget that depending on your strategy, the future actions in support of Merchants Guild may be affected.
Whoa, you really are merciless.
Since you and Officer Shi enjoy being soft on them, it's necessary for me to balance things out.
All right, Agetsu. I think this is a situation where we should use the Governor's Seal.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing. The Merchants Guild has agreed to provide us with at least minimal assistance, right?
Yes, if at all possible.
following reply to Miss Veen Sai, leader of the Saw Province branch of the Merchants Guild. We hereby request immediate military assistance from all soldiers affiliated with the Merchants Guild of Saw Province. Soldiers are to take action and control all civil conflicts that have arisen, as well as protect all mayors and senior officials who will be present at the swearing-in ceremony of the new governors. The above request for assistance is made in the names of the new governors of Sa Province, Egetsuto and Shure Hong. However, there shall be no reward. We do not intend to buy your conscience with money or goods.
This is a request, not a direct order. You shall make your own judgment on whether or not you accept.
We ask that you provide us with a reply as soon as possible.
From the governor of Sa Province, Egetsuto.
And the governor of Sa Province, Shure Hong.
I'm afraid it's missing something.
Huh? What do you mean?
Lieutenant Governor of Sa Province, Sensei Ro, and...
Military officer of His Majesty Seiran Shi.
You have no intention of buying her conscience with money or goods. Well, that's splendid. I'll deliver the letter to my sister as soon as possible.
No matter how you look at it, the Saw Provincial Army on our side won't be enough. Luckily for us, the soldiers and mercenaries of the Merchants Guild are talented and have good leadership.
But you know, most people would normally be too afraid to request assistance from the Merchants Guild without offering any compensation. Luckily, our princess isn't most people.
I humbly request you deliver this.
Very well, I accept your request. Now, are you going to keep us in suspense, or are you going to open the other letter?
This is bad. It feels like a cursed invitation.
It does kind of give me a bad feeling, but we have no choice. We still have to open it.
Way to go! Women are brave!
Let me see. We hereby make this announcement that all members of the clan will assemble to officially select the clan's leader, followed by the Saw clan appointment ceremony. As such, we humbly request the attendance of the two new governors to partake in this glorious occasion, as well as to formally acknowledge the new head of the clan. We look forward to seeing you there.
In other words, a trap.
Yeah, in a nutshell, they're saying, now come to me.
In any event, the timing for this trap of theirs couldn't possibly be worse. Isn't this another one of those situations where we just have to tackle it head on?
They have got to be joking. It's on the day before our swearing-in ceremony.
Then will you turn him down?
No, of course we're going to go. I have to get back that flower bud that was taken from me. And there's Mr. Kokujun as well.
They must know that. You could call it a flowered invitation with the bud as bait. He sent you this letter knowing very well that you wouldn't be able to turn it down.
That's why I'm so mad!
Mr. Shosai, were you able to find what I asked for?
You should know by now that there's nothing the Merchants Guild cannot get. Here's the item as promised.
Yes, indeed. Thank you for procuring it for me.
It's amazing how you're so knowledgeable in poisons. I admit I was stunned that you'd know so much about those things that spread secretly through the underground of common life.
My knowledge is not something that concerns you. It's not as if I learned about these things because I wanted to.
You intend to take it upon yourself to use that?
You're very nosy, at least as far as merchants go.
Look, I'm just saying you're overdoing it for a military officer.
That's a little different for me. I am the person to whom His Majesty bestowed the sword Concho. That means I am obligated to protect the governors from any and all dangers. Besides, Sensei can't do this. Huh? He's a man who's always walking in the sun. The tentacles of darkness will never be able to wrap themselves around him. He will never be bothered by dark nights. That's why Sakujun Sa is not an appropriate opponent for him.
And you're different?
That's right. In fact, I'm the exact opposite of Ensei. I know how to handle those kinds of dark-hearted men better than anyone else can. I know how to deal with an opponent who I can't kill, or leave alive. I know because I was once like that. I was the troublesome second prince who can either be killed or be left alive.
You're the real king, aren't you? You see, you speak in the manner of someone who walks the path of a conqueror. Are you trying to say that light and darkness have nothing to do with hope or despair, but instead are merely part of the tactics you use for the purpose of achieving your goals? I believe I might have said too much. Forgive my curiosity. I shall continue to deliver the requested information and potions to you as soon as I receive them.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sai. Darkness or the light, I'll take advantage of anything I can use. In order to protect what I ought to be protecting.
Grandfather, stop this already. It's not too late to undo your mistakes. We've committed so many crimes. We have to stop. We have to atone for the sins of the Saw clan. Of course, I will bear that responsibility as well.
You are a disgrace who has no pride in being part of this clan.
You've forgotten about honesty, righteousness, and reason. Your desires have blinded you to how soiled you become. That's the disgrace. Ugh. You can show your true pride in the Saw clan by putting a stop to this before you fall even deeper into the darkness. We must return to the correct path.
Oh, pride in the Saw clan, you say? How dare you talk like you know it all?
Grandfather!
Don't take that tone of voice with me, boy. Meeting with you on a whim was a total mistake. I should have thrown you in the same place as that foolish man right from the start.
What?
Yes, the same place I put your father.
Father? But I thought you said Father was recuperating from an illness in a far-off place where he could get better. Are you saying that was a lie?
That's what makes you foolish and naive. That man is currently sitting in his prison, not even aware of who he is any longer.
But that's... How can you be so heartless, Grandfather Chusho?
I'll let you up for the selection ceremony. Take him away.
Grandfather!
For far too many years, you've admired my elder brother and June. Know this. Even if you do have intentions of leading, I will inherit that position from my brother first.
What? What are you planning to do, Grandfather? No! Grandfather!
Come on!
Eiki, if you wish it, I could free you from this prison right now.
Show. The great, arrogant snob advisor Show. Why would an old man like you come here looking like that? You're a sly fox in a young man's skin. I would never accept any help of yours. I have one question. Tell me, where is the ring belonging to the head of the Saw clan, the one you stole a year and a half ago?
I stole. It won't be long before the ring returns here.
Is that right? Well, then I have nothing further to say to you. You may leave. Get out of my sight.
Eiki.
It would be a simple matter for me to leave here, take over, and smack those fools into utter submission. But then what would happen after I leave this world for good? Old people like me should stick to giving whatever knowledge is requested and providing guidance to the young. That's why I'm still sitting here waiting. Right now, I'm in the middle of surmounting one of the most significant challenges of my life.
What are the odds?
That's why men are useless. They waste all their time and energy worrying about such things. Huh.
Maybe we were going too fast. Let's rest a bit. Are you all right, Miss Shinki?
Shinki? Huh. You, boys and girl over there.
Huh?
You young children who are few in years. Where are you going?
Well, Kinka. And after that, we're headed to Korin.
Wow, he's cool.
If that's the case, you shall accept my charity. You don't need to thank me. I wish you happiness on your journey. Now, as a farewell gift, I will play a tune that just came to me this moment.
After all, Princess?
Well, it is by special invitation. Besides, I have to get my flower bud pin back from that man. That means I have to go wherever he is.
My lady, I don't like this.
Neither do I, Shure. It sounds too dangerous.
Thank you both for worrying about me. But the thing is...
Please don't forget that I do love you. Please don't forget that I love you, Shure.
This is something I must do. I have to meet him face to face.
My lady.
I've come to collect you.
When did he arrive?
You realize you're awfully early.
So I guess this man must be Mr. Sakujun. He's very good looking, isn't he?
His looks are all that's good about him. You shouldn't follow him, even if he says he'll give you candy.
Mr. Seiran, I'm not so much of a child I'd fall for that.
If I were able to sell a portrait of him, I could make a very decent profit.
Would you cut it out, Sho? Now is not the time to be calculating. Do you know what kind of situation we're in?
My lady.
I'll go with you. Thank you for your invitation.
Good, I'm very happy to hear that. I suppose this means I haven't grown tired of you just yet, doesn't it? That's rather dangerous, little whirlwind.
Oh, I'm sorry. There was a fly over there that was bothering me.
I see your speech and your skills have degraded. I feel sorry for you wasting your time on meaningless hardship.
At least I'm lucky enough not to become like a certain foolish lord I know whose brains have rotted away from too much fooling around.
Wow, you're pretty scary, Mr. Seiran. But on the other hand, Mr. Sakujun isn't even shaken at all. Both of them are really incredible. If I want to be that good, I've got to try harder.
At what?
What are you doing? I thought we were leaving. Since he's been kind enough to come for me, I guess I'll be on my way.
I'm sure I'll see you later, little whirlwind.
You're going to have to give back my flower bud at some point, you know.
Just great. Now that the diamond's been taken out of the rough, there's nothing left behind but just us big rough men. But that was impressive, Seidon. You held it in well. I think you need a hug after that. Oh?
Not a chance.
Okay, this is the residence of that important man in Kinka. Now, to take care of Mr. Ensei's request of us, I'm going to talk to the big man in Kinka on our way to Korin.
Here's your tea.
Thank you very much, Corinne.
Here you are.
Good evening! Excuse me for intruding so late at night. I am the deputy leader of the Bald Eagles of Sa Province. Yoshun is my name, and I'm at your service.
Official you?
Yes, it seems our visitor is here to see me about something.
Please, sir, don't stand up. Seeing as you have some trouble walking, please stay in your seat.
Now, how do you know that I have trouble walking, young man?
It's just that you have the same look as a wild deer with an injured leg.
Yes, I heard about you from Ensei Ro. He had good things to say about you. It's a pleasure to meet the famous deputy head of the Bald Eagles of Sa Province, Mr. Yoshun.
Huh? Oh no, I'm only the deputy leader. I'm just in training. I'm not famous. Oh, but my big brother. I mean, Boss Shorin is definitely famous. He's our famous leader. Yeah.
Here you go.
Huh? Oh, thank you very much for the tea, miss. Wow, that was really nice. At last, I'm beginning to feel relaxed again. Excuse me, would you be the most important person here?
Yes. For the time being, at least, I've been appointed to fill the highest-ranked official post in the city of Kinka.
Whoa, that's amazing for someone so young.
I'm very honored to receive such a fine compliment from you. But now, if you don't mind me asking, where is your leader and Lady Shunki-sa?
They've gone on ahead of me, and they're on their way to Korin.
But it was my understanding that Korin has been blockaded. It's not going to be easy for them to enter the city.
Normally that would have been a problem, but this totally awesome guy gave us a wooden token. When he did, Miss Shunki said it'd be alright and that they'd be able to enter, no prob. The wooden token was blue, with a picture of dragons and a lotus flower on it. You know, there sure are some amazing young men in the big city.
Just out of curiosity, what was it about this person that struck you as particularly amazing?
His outfit! The feathers, the color coordination, even the shape, they were all totally unique and incredibly cool.
Did that person happen to carry a flute with him by any chance?
Yeah, he did, and he made really wonderful music with it.
Is it that guy from the Ron clan?
I live in the country, so I never knew that refined city folk could be that amazing.
Is that so? Well, I wouldn't say it has anything to do with whether or not he's from a big city. In the case of that person, it's his personality and disposition that makes him unique, even in a very big capital.
Huh?
You may pass.
We made it to Korin, Miss Shunki. We're in the capital of Sa Province. It's all thanks to that awesome guy's wooden token. I'll see what I can get from these horses' hoof prints. A few of them suddenly picked up the pace. Okay, looks like they went this way. I assume that it was Ensei who caused the horses to gallop so fast through the city. If we follow these tracks, we should find them in no time. Hang in there just a little longer, Miss Shunki. We'll be there before you know it.
The stars. So, Shunki is making her move. Shunki, you should know by now that men are utterly foolish. It's always the women who have to rescue them in the end. On top of that, that one in particular is so useless and unreliable.
Shunki, I borrowed one of Great Uncle Injun's books. Would you like to read it together?
Invite her out for a walk or something. What a fool. But for all his little faults, that boy had the same eyes as Enjun. He's the man whom Shunki has chosen. Perhaps in time we'll discover that he's inherited more from Enjun than merely his eyes.
What should I do? I was too late. I couldn't stop any of them, not Grandfather Chusho or Brother Sakujun. It's all over. The Sa clan is finished. Great Uncle Enjun, what would you have done? You could have done something, I know it. Ever since I was a child, I have always admired you. But there was just one thing that I could never understand. Why did you kill all the heirs in the main branch of the Sa family? Why?
Thank you very much for getting in touch with me, Yoshun. You have been extremely helpful in this.
No, it's nothing. It's a chivalrous thief's duty to finish the job they've been asked to do. Now that's done, it's off to Korin.
Wait a moment, where do you intend to go in Korin?
I'm gonna go to where Boss is.
But Korin is under a blockade, remember? You won't be able to enter. Having said that, I'm also planning to travel to Korin very soon. If it's alright with you, could you be my bodyguard on the way there? That way, we can both make our way into Korin together.
Huh? Really? Would that really be okay? Oh wow, the outside world is filled with so many kind people.
But this job I'm asking you to do is not without danger. Is that okay?
How dangerous are we talking about? Is it as dangerous as being chased by 5 giant hungry man-eating bears? Or are you saying that the risk in the big city is even worse than I've imagined? Like maybe 10 bears or something?
No, I don't believe that our journey to Korin will be quite that dangerous.
Well, that certainly is a relief to hear.
Stop worrying. It'll be all right. Princess has a really good head on her shoulders.
You're right.
Once everything is over, then you can beat him up as much as you like.
It won't be enough.
Huh?
In that guy's case, just beating him up won't be anywhere near enough.
Hey, don't do anything too distasteful, okay?
Cut it out, Seion! Hold on a sec!
What do you think you're doing, you idiot? Who starts swinging a sword when there's a young girl around? Huh?
Wow. Guess the world's not such a bad place when it comes to coincidences. Just as we lose one diamond, another one flies right into our arms. This here is Lady Shunki Sa.
You said this building's detached from the main Saw Clan residence, right?
Yes.
Why is the layout here so complicated? It seems too easy to get lost.
It's in case of emergencies. As it's laid out now, it's not an easy place to occupy, and it's difficult to discern where people might be, that sort of thing. It is a place with a history of rebellions and betrayals from long ago, after all.
Rebellions and betrayals. You mean like what your grandfather is doing?
Yes.
Huh?
What? You're right. He's the one who wanted you here. He ordered me to bring you to the residence. That way no one could interrupt us, and I would then be free to ravish you. Apparently our wedding ceremony will be formally held after that, at the same time as the selection ceremony for the leadership of the clan.
So wait just a second. Are you saying you brought me all the way here with the intention of violating me at some point?
Well, in the end, that was the general idea.
In that case, you're just wasting your time. Even if that were to happen, I would not become your wife.
That doesn't particularly bother me much. I'm not necessarily interested in the structure of having a marriage or a wife. As long as you bring color to the daily monotony and boredom I must endure in my life, I have no more to ask.
Until you eventually become tired of me, is that right?
That's right, until I become tired of you.
Don't be ridiculous. You must take me for some sort of fool or something. I would have preferred it if you had grown tired of me by now. That way, all I need to do is get you to hand over my flower bud and then leave.
I suppose that's true. However, since you are special to me, this might drag on for a little while.
Look, the reason I came here was not so I could relieve you of your boredom. I only came so I could get my flower bud back from you. I thought you said it didn't matter to you whether or not I became the governor.
I did say that, but I wasn't aware that you were required to have that flower hairpin in order to take the position of governor.
Normally not. But in my case, it's necessary to have it.
We look forward to the day when the buds you've both been given bloom for all to see.
I understand, if that's the case. Then I'll give it back to you. Now let's see. You can have it back on the day of the selection ceremony.
What did you say?
Well, if I gave it back to you right now, you'd have no reason to stay here and would probably flee in the blink of an eye.
No, I won't run away. Not until the clan selection ceremony.
Well, then there's no problem, is there? You can trust me to keep my promise.
All right, very well.
Come then. Your room is over here.
May I ask you something? Mr. Kokujun, he's returned to this residence, right?
Yes.
What is he doing now? What is it?
Oh, nothing. You're quite right. He is definitely here, but his status is an issue within the Saw clan. That means it doesn't really concern you, does it?
Can't I be worried about him as one individual to another?
All right, then he's perfectly well.
Wait a minute. How do you expect me to believe you? You say that in such a patronizing manner.
Then why don't you try searching for him yourself? You're free to do anything you like while you're here. I don't mind what you do or where you search. And that includes not just the separate residence, but the main building as well.
In other words, you're saying Mr. Kokujun is hidden away in a place that I'll never be able to find just by searching for him alone, huh?
A map of the compound for the Saw clan's residence?
That's very impressive. To think she's able to draw it this accurately.
Even though she's lived there for most of her life, it's still amazing how much detail she's included.
Lord Koyu would get totally lost in this place, that's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they've returned to Kyo by now.
If only we'd been able to meet her in Kinka.
This will be your room while you're our guest. If there's anything you'd like, I'll have it prepared for you immediately. But once night falls, I'd like you to play the eru and make some tea for me like old times. Also, I'd like you to wear your hair like this. I've told you many times, this is the style that I prefer. So, is there anything else you'd like to ask me?
Am I allowed to send letters?
I'm afraid to say that wouldn't be part of my jurisdiction. Even if you could, it would be under the condition that the letters would be checked.
You would go that far?
I know that my grandfather would go that far.
I understand.
If there's nothing else for the moment, why don't we go to my room? It's just next door to yours. You'll play the eru for me, won't you? I have one there. Oh, before you start playing, could you brew some tea for me? There are several different kinds of tea leaves over there. And of course, I have some ganlu tea as well, so you can make some of that if you like. It's delicious.
Thank you for saying so.
But I would much rather drink ganlu tea specially made by you.
There are walls and passages in such strange places. It's quite a complicated compound, isn't it? Anyone would get lost in here, not just Lord Koyu.
The whole residence is equipped with dead ends and traps. Geez, what a place.
But this map could prove extremely helpful. Shall we make a copy and deliver it to her ladyship?
Sounds like a good idea. Shorty, as the second-generation leader of the Bald Eagles of Sa Province, I have another assignment for you. There's a young lady in the Sa clan's residence that I need you to find. I want you to deliver a message.
Now what? Look, Ensei, I know you've been watching out for us, but now you're just being demanding.
A chivalrous thief doesn't ask for anything in return. Besides, it's Lord Shoka's daughter that you need to find.
Why didn't you say that in the first place? Mr. Shoka did favors for my father, so if it's his daughter, then it's obvious I'll be glad to search for her.
That's what I'm talking about. As for locating her, just listen for the sound of an eru being played and you'll find her in no time. You've got the skills that would make wild children call you a wild child.
Was that a compliment?
Dunno.
But remember, you gotta be quiet and discreet. You don't want anyone else but her to see you.
So this is a stealth job then. Certainly a job fit for a chivalrous thief like me. I'd like it. Just copy the map and wake me up once it's all ready. I'm taking a nap to store up some stamina for this little venture. Amazing. He's already asleep.
Like I said, he's a wild child.
But even though he's a wild child, will he be able to track down the sound of an eru in such a big residence? Do you think he'll be able to find Shure?
Don't worry. These animal instincts of his can be trusted. After all, this is the same guy who was able to find us by following the horse's hoofprints from the gate checkpoint.
I guess you're right. He is quite something. It's not as if there's only one horse in the whole of Korin, right?
But even so, when I look at him and at you, it still amazes me how different you can be at the same age, Eigetsu.
The same age? Wait, what? You can't be serious.
Yes, I am.
I can't believe it. Wow, I guess I'll have to work even harder.
This is a very well-drawn map.
Well, let's start making a copy for Princess to use.
When it comes down to it, this young lady was a lot more help to us than Kokujun was.
Hey, that's just the way it works. When the going gets tough, girls tend to be much braver and stronger than guys.
Yes, they are strong.
Is that right? Now I see. So that's how it was, Great Uncle Injun. The reason you killed all the heirs of the main branch of the clan was because it was already far too late for you to do otherwise. There was no longer any other way you could help set things right again. To that extent,
Are being held.
Well then, I'm going to take a nap now. Please be sure to come here again tonight. I truly do not get tired of you.
We have to find where Mr. Kokujun and Lady Aki are right away. Jeez, what's up with this place? It's like a maze or something. I wonder which way I should go. Okay.
Miss Shure.
Huh?
You must be Miss Shorei Hong, right?
Who are you?
Your Eru playing earlier was wonderful. Just like Ensei said, I knew right away it was you. So this is the first time we meet, Miss Shorei.
But who are you?
Oh, me? My name is Shorin. I'm the leader of the Chivalrous Thieves, the famous Bald Eagles of Sa Province.
The Bald Eagles of Sa Province? Never heard of them.
You and I are sort of connected. You see, my father received lots of favors from Mr. Shoka a long time ago.
From father?
I always hoped someday I could repay that kindness. That's why I came here to help you. I've brought along a letter for you from Ensei Ro.
It's true. This is definitely Ensei's handwriting.
It's in your hands now.
Now I'm preparing the dinner. Huh? What? Now that I think of it. Earlier I could hear the sound of an eru from one of the outer buildings. Was it Master Sakujun playing? It was so wonderful. This is...
Oh? Do you now like me enough to take a nap together with me?
I have a request. I need a housemaid's outfit.
If you wish.
Thank you for this. I'll be borrowing it for a little while.
While I have you here, I'd like you to tie my hair up, my lovely housemaid.
See why I always... Fine, I'm done.
I truly hope you find what you're looking for.
This is the perfect outfit to gather information about what's going on in the household. Besides, I'm used to maids' work. I'm definitely going to find those two. I promise.
Lord Chusho is a really scary man, don't you think?
Now that you mention it, have you heard the rumor about Lady Aki being banished by Lord Chusho?
What, really? Well, that figures. No wonder I haven't seen her lately.
So Lady Aki must be an obstacle that Chusho saw in his plans. At least I'm used to cleaning toilets.
Is it true? Is Master Sojun really dead? Which means the next in line for clan head is the prodigal son, Master Sakujun.
At least he's a better choice than that undependable boy Kokujun. Which reminds me, there are rumors that he's been placed under house arrest.
House arrest? If that's the case, then he must be somewhere on the clan premises after all. A hidden room? He's not here. A secret passage? But this isn't it either. Just how many of these things are there? This residence is way too suspicious, with all its hidden rooms. And nobody's saying a thing about what I really want to know, like where Mr. Kokujun is. I wonder where you might be, Mr. Kokujun.
End everything. Bring it all to an end. Just like Great Uncle Enjun did. Everything.
It's no use.
What are you doing over there?
Sorry, I've just come to collect the garbage. Excuse me, sir. That was way too close.
So tell me, have you found what you've been looking for, my lovely housemaid? How about a break? Shall we have tea together?
I got work to do. Perhaps there might even be a hidden room in a place like this. Oh my, you're working hard, I see. Oh, thanks, you too. We're all working hard. We've been so busy, yet we're totally understaffed as well. Yeah, I suppose you're right about that. I mean, we've got both the selection ceremony for the clan head and a wedding ceremony coming up. Guess it can't be helped, huh? But to think after all this time, Master Sakujun is getting married. They say his new wife is a member of the Hong clan. She took the national exams even though she's a girl. I bet you anything she's got a big frown on her face all the time. Don't you think so? Yeah, she probably does. A girl taking the exams. By the way, I wonder if Lady Aki will be attending the wedding ceremony. What do you think? Lady Aki? I don't know. I would love to meet her and find out what she's really like. You're new here, aren't you? Trust me, you'd be very wise not to talk about Lady Aki too much. Huh? But why's that? Everyone close to Lady Aki has been expelled. In any case, if you attract the attention of Lord Chusho, you're finished. Rumor has it that both Lady Aki and Master Kokujun are locked up somewhere because they angered him. If Chusho Sa imprisons anyone who gets in his way, that would mean with all these hidden rooms, the most likely place for it would have to be in Chusho's room. But it's not going to be easy to get inside his chambers.
Yeah, that's suspicious.
How the heck did you get in here?
Never mind that. I've searched around the grounds quite extensively, but in that room, the sound echoes back to my feet in a really weird way.
Wait, you went in there? When?
A couple of times at night. The floor has the same kind of hollow sound as when I make a trap hole to catch animals, and I check to make sure it's all ready by tapping the top with my foot.
So there's a basement?
Yep, from the way my footsteps echo, I can tell it's deep and spacious, but I also could sense something alive down there.
You're saying there's a person down there?
I can't say for sure that it's human, but there's a good possibility.
A basement beneath a private room. It would be the perfect place to keep someone locked up. Shorin, could you tell Ensei and the others about this?
All right, you got it. Ha!
I understand now why Ensei sent him here. I'll be counting on you, Shorin.
So there's a cellar beneath Chusho's room, huh? No, that's not suspicious at all.
Then that's likely where Lady Eiki is, right?
No, if anyone's in there, it'll be Kokujin. Old Lady Eiki is one tough woman, so she'll be alright. I can't imagine she'd allow herself to be locked up below old man Chusho's room without a damn good fight.
But what about him? Is Mr. Kokujin alright?
If Shorin says that he sensed a living presence down there, then he's probably alive. Besides, now that Soji's ended up dead, Chusho would have to keep him around as a backup in case something were to happen to that Saku jerk.
He's a backup?
Shorin, go back and tell Princess we're certain that Kokujin must be the one imprisoned in the basement.
Got it. Shure?
Shorin!
I've got a message for you from Ensei. He figured out that the person trapped in the basement is probably Mr. Kokujun.
I see. But how do I get in there?
There didn't seem to be any mechanisms on the floor.
So the entrance to the basement isn't in his room. It must be somewhere else in the complex.
It'll be the middle of the night soon. I'll go and search the grounds again and see if I can find it.
Thank you, Shorin. Be careful not to let them discover you. See, isn't this residence just a little too suspicious?
What makes you say that now?
This is not funny. Why does the house need so many hidden rooms? It's like some parade of shame.
Oh, it sounds like you've been making some progress. Don't you enjoy the challenge in finding all the hidden rooms?
So you admit to the shame openly, then?
Like I said, why are you asking now? But of course, there's only one thing that I'm not ashamed about.
Huh. Only one thing? How can you say something like that so bluntly? What are you doing?
Between the two of us, there's nothing going on that we should be ashamed of. Or could it be you want to change all that?
Enough already! Let there at least be one thing you don't feel guilty about!
It's such a pity. You keep putting this off. Oh yes, by the way, about my grandfather. He says he'll be meeting with you tomorrow.
You mean Shusho-sa? Why does he want to see me?
Well, for one thing, our wedding ceremony will be held very shortly.
What? Our wedding?
Your wedding dress has already been prepared, so you have nothing to worry your pretty little head about.
Never mind that! Why are you going ahead with this? I thought you told me you weren't interested in the structure of weddings and marriage and all that stuff.
You're right, I'm not. It's my grandfather who insists on these sorts of things. If you don't want to go through with this, tell him yourself.
Yes, I'll do that. I'll tell him right up front. I believe in telling someone what they need to be told, and now's no exception. All this yelling is making me thirsty.
Say, I don't suppose you feel like brewing some Gannu tea for me today, do you?
No, I don't. Today's tea is going to be Silver Needle. Honestly, you have such expensive tea leaves out as if there's nothing special about it. It makes me want to go and sell them. For crying out loud, everything in this house is so wasteful.
Then marrying you might be just the thing. I'm sure it's something that will be greatly enjoyable. Good job on your patrolling. So, how are things in the big city?
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Is that right? Let's just hope for our sakes that it isn't the calm before the storm. Here. How is it? Is it tasty?
Terrible.
You're so mean. I put all my heart into making it. So you're saying that it could never compare to the tea that Princess brews for you then?
A grasshopper shouldn't try to be anything other than a grasshopper.
Don't worry about Princess. She's all right. Once those two are sworn in as governors, we'll have her make Ganlu tea for us.
Only for me.
That's not fair!
It's you. And here I thought she was just another newly hired housemaid.
Grandfather, I've brought our guest. Here you are. Go on in.
This man is Advisor Sa's younger brother, Shusho Sa.
Is it, young lady? Is it a member of the Hong clan that you look down on me? I admit that among the 7 colored clans, your bloodline is second only to the Rang clan in eminence. Does that make you too good to bow to me?
You're mistaken. It's nothing to do with my clan. The reason I refuse to bow before you has to do with your use of the murderous blades as your private army. You allowed them to ravage across Sa province, and used any and all means to attack assigned governors whom you considered a nuisance. You also show no concern towards the casualties suffered by the citizens. You convinced yourself that the Sa province belongs to you and that you are therefore justified in your actions. Given that, as the king's official, I will not bow to anyone so conceited.
After the selection ceremony for the new head of the Sa clan, we will wed you and my grandson, Sakujun. You shall remain quiet and wait until then.
My only value to this man is as the daughter of the direct line of the Hong clan. He doesn't see me as a governor, or even as a person worthy of discussing issues as an equal. I decline the engagement between Lord Sakujun Sa and myself.
If you know what's best for you, you'd be wise not to say such foolish things. My only grandson's to become the next head of the Sa clan. That should be worthy enough even for the Hong family.
Your only grandson? What about Mr. Kokujun?
I know no such person.
You don't know him? He's your grandson. He's not the only one. You also had a grandson named Sojun, didn't you?
You say very amusing things.
This man, he just erased Sojun's existence like it's the natural thing to do.
It's about my elder brother Sojun's remains. Would it be alright if I could see to his burial by myself?
Now I'm positive. Mr. Kokujun's gotta be locked up beneath us. This man has no feelings of affection towards his own blood relatives, his own grandsons. He's definitely capable of it. There is no way that I can be prevailed upon to marry your grandson.
You will leave your post as the governor here and become Sakujun's wife. You will find you'll have a much easier life, surrounded by luxury.
I have absolutely no intention of complying with your request.
Are you saying that you refuse?
Yes, I am.
Even if it means corn will burn on the day of the governor's swearing-in ceremony? Or who knows, perhaps violent mobs might start fights in every district in town at the same time, forcing all the mayors and officials to run back to where they came from. When that happens, what are you going to do? You're just a little girl who recently passed the national exams.
I see you're incapable of doing anything other than causing destruction. And yet you have the power and the resources to protect Sa province and its people. You're pathetic and sickening.
You talk big, but if you think you've made an ally in the Merchants Guild, you're in for a big surprise. They're merchants to the very core, so they'll change their loyalties easily. They'll follow anyone if there's enough profit in it for them. Surely you knew that. Didn't Shosai tell you? Unfortunately for you, I've been in communication with Shosai since before you came into contact with him. He's given me all kinds of information. I've also asked him to make a new ring for the head of the Sa clan. Although it seems that he's been delayed considerably due to a recent large increase in work from elsewhere.
You have my solemn word as leader that the Merchants Guild of Kinko will devote 80% of its strength to the new governors.
In other words, it could very well be that the remaining 20% is allocated to helping the Sa clan.
Now you understand. Just keep quiet and wait for the wedding ceremony.
I said I refuse.
In that case, perhaps I should add you Shun-Tae's life to the balance.
And what is that supposed to mean?
It would be such a simple thing to burn that tower down.
In his case, there's no need to worry. The two of us already decided together that we would transfer all authority as governors to you in the best possible state. So I ask you to put your trust in Yushu.
Okay, Yensei. If I doubt you now, it'll put everything I've done to shame. You've supported Sa province and its people for 10 years. Who can I trust if I can't trust you? I declare my refusal.
What did you say?
I declare my refusal. That's what I said.
So you don't care if everything goes up in flames because of your selfishness?
Since I do not actually believe everything will be going up in flames, I will repeat, I refuse.
Then you shall remain in this residence until the deadline for you to arrive at your assignment has passed. When that happens, you'll immediately be relieved of your position as governor, and the precious governor's seal that was given to you will lose its validity and power.
That's all right. You may as well know the truth. Before I came here, I made sure to write an official letter for the other governor, Egetsuto. It stated that all authority would be transferred to him in case of an emergency. I left the governor's seal with him as well. Even if the deadline for arriving at my assignment has passed, nothing will change, other than the fact that there will be one less governor.
What? Did you come here as governor to witness and celebrate the selection of the new head of the Sa clan?
No, I did not. I came here as a private individual to search for two things while in your residence. Rest assured, a governor will attend the ceremony. Governor To will arrive here on the day of the selection in full formality, accompanied by Ensei Ro, the lieutenant governor.
You'll pay for mocking me, girl! When you see every region of Sa province burn, when you see it in flames on the day of the ceremony, you will regret every obstinate word you've said.
A lot of people just ignore them.
I get it. I understand now.
That's where the entrance to the basement must be.
The only thing is, there are a lot of guards in front of it. What do we do?
They're holding the selection ceremony tonight. The guards will be busy with the gate and main building. If security's ever going to be light, today's the day.
Huh? But, sorry, but tonight really isn't a good time for me.
Huh?
I already accepted another assignment for tonight, so if you'll excuse me...
Hey, wait a second, Shoreen! Oh, great. Well, if that's the case, then I'm just going to have to go there by myself. You need to be at the selection ceremony soon. Why are you sitting here drinking and not even getting ready?
It's because I don't feel like going.
You really have no motivation to do anything, do you?
It's just that this is the very last day that I'll be able to spend together with you. To me, that's more important.
Oh, honestly.
Hey, would you do my hair up for me?
Look, I'm not your personal maid, okay? Why not ask somebody else to do that for you?
I only want you to do it. Could you do my hair and make me some tea as well?
All right, since it's the last time. You seem sort of quiet today. Have you had too much to drink? Are you not feeling well?
No, that's not it. I have a very strong stomach when it comes to alcohol.
Now that you mention it, I don't believe I've ever seen you drunk before.
That's very true.
All right, I'm done. If you're not going to the selection ceremony, then you should try to get some more sleep. Here, I'll pour a little hot water for you.
I'd really prefer Ganlu tea.
Not happening.
Why not?
Because... Wait a sec. The shelves look a little different. There's a lot more empty space. Ganlu tea is the only kind of tea leaf you have.
It's only fair, since you rejected an engagement with me so bluntly. I don't think it's asking too much to let me savor a little sweet thought from you. Especially now, since you're leaving.
He's gotta be kidding. He wants to drink Ganlu tea that badly? Here, have some hot water.
Are you worried about me?
Well, yes. You're acting even more strangely than normal, so I am a bit concerned.
You're very kind. Then I'll drink it. There, I've had some. Now I'd like you to make some Ganlu tea for me.
No way.
Huh?
You've been drinking wine, and a lot of it. If that wine mixes weirdly with Ganlu tea in your stomach, you could end up making yourself sick. Just have the hot water today and get some decent rest, okay?
I don't care. I don't mind if I get sick. This is going to be the very last day. I can have you make tea for me.
Now, come on.
If you don't brew any Ganlu tea for me, then I'm afraid I'm going to die.
That's something a child would say. Geez, guess it can't be helped. Say, do you remember the promise you made?
Of course. I'll return your flower bud to you. You seem awfully busy at the moment, so come back here after you've finished everything else.
You know, I wouldn't mind having it back right now. In fact, I insist you return it this minute.
Don't spoil my dreams now. Dreams. Do I have one?
Hey, what's the matter?
No, it's nothing.
Okay, then.
I still wonder, will it be all right?
Why not? It was an official invitation that the Saw Clan gave us. We can just hold our heads high and go in the front gate.
Okay. Anything could happen during the selection ceremony. You take care of matters on that end.
Got it. As for you, make sure that Shinki's safe. The people from the Saw Clan will know what she looks like, so you'll have to be careful.
I know. Fortunately, it's a new moon tonight. It's the perfect night for sneaking in.
Well then, shall we join the celebration?
Yeah.
Concho. Bakuya? Ryuki, you're a man, so that should keep Bakuya a little quieter when you use it. That Bakuya and this Kancho are yin and yang, the same sword split into two parts by the members of the Hyo clan. It's said that if they're forcibly separated from each other, they put up resistance. But they say that Bakuya possesses a woman's nature within itself, and for that reason it will grow quiet if it's wielded by a man. Of course, it may still be difficult for you. If Bakuya is female, then Kancho must be male. It's a reflection of your great skill that you're able to keep Kancho under control, brother. The origin of the twin swords is exorcism. If the swords that were forged for the purpose of obliterating demons are now howling, Lady Shunki, from here on I fear I will be heading in a different direction than you are going. This sword's gentle towards women. It will definitely protect you. Please, take it. I'll be fine, even without this sword with me.
You! Identify yourself! Come out of there! What's going on? Over here! Is that them?
What is it, Lady Shunki? Huh? What are you doing? I don't understand. Huh?
Hey, who is that?
Wait a second, this girl is...
Why, of course. I completely forgot that she was a blood relative of the clan that created you in the first place. Whether it's her or my lady, the embarrassing fact still remains that the women are by far the stronger. Now, I will do what I have to do.
Listen to me, Shunki. You must promise me that you will only use that power for the sake of one person, and one person alone. Keep your power locked away and use it for the sake of that one special person whom you'll meet one day. Muster all your effort and go forth to save that fool whom you love. Just as I once did in the past.
There it is. Guards. In that case... But I have evidence. You have to let me through immediately.
We can't do that. We've been specifically ordered by Lord Shusho not to let anyone through.
There's someone in there, isn't there?
No, there is no one inside here.
If there's nobody in there, then what's the problem? Let me through.
No way! The divine punishment!
Are you nuts or something? Divine punishment comes from the gods, not the eight-colored enlightened ones.
What are you saying? She's being a pain. Just take her.
Huh? What? Lady Shude Hong, please keep your ears covered with your hands until I say it's all right. Why are they moving? I can't stop. You, rank and file guards, lose consciousness and remain asleep until I command otherwise. What the heck just happened here? Don't worry, it's all right now. It is a great honor and pleasure to finally meet you at last, Lady Shude. My name is Shunki-sa. Lady Shunki, but I've been told that you were unable to speak. No, it's not that I couldn't speak. I simply made the choice not to. It's the words that come out of my mouth. They contain the power to force people to do whatever I might say. As you can imagine, it's extremely dangerous. And that's why, in order to hide this power from people, I kept my voice sealed away. Who would have guessed it was something like that? Well, I have no idea what that is, but I'm pretty sure it isn't good. Come on. That man, it's Great Uncle Chusho.
I can't believe someone like him could ever... I am not going to die here. I've come this far, just a little further, and everything will be within my grasp.
Lord Chusho, I've come to deliver the item you were promised. Here's the ring that marks the bearer as the head of the Saw clan.
What's the meaning of this?
Normally, it is the pride of a merchant to meet any request from his customer, no matter how big. However, this is one request I cannot meet. As a member of a family that has confronted generations of Saw clan tyranny, and a clan of proud government officials determined to uphold the law without yielding to others, as a member of the Sai clan, this is my response to your request. All the mayors and officials of Saw province have already entered Korin, bringing with them the evidence to condemn the Saw clan once and for all.
What?
In particular, officials Ensei Ro and Yu Shunte have already begun to make their move. They have put a stop to the anticipated riots you instigated in Korin before they even began. The official military officers of Saw province have joined those of the Merchants Guild. They will descend on the gathered clan members to formally arrest and detain every one of them.
So I suppose you're intending to tie them up in ropes. Go ahead and try binding corpses and dragging them away.
What did you say?
It's getting close to the time of the selection ceremony. All those fools who were obsessed about how pure the family line was, or how we'd be tainted by blood from outside the clan, they were all a nuisance. I was planning to use the ceremony to clean house. Just like him. Just like my elder brother Enjun did.
You're not serious. Quick, we have to hurry. We must notify Governor To and Lieutenant Governor Ro immediately.
Wait a moment. Lord Chusho Sa, once details of your crimes are made clear, I'll decide what will become of you. If you have any pride as a member of the Sa clan, please wait right here. I will finish what I have to do first, before I have you arrested. I'll get a doctor. You mustn't move.
We can arrange for a doctor, but it may already be too late.
Yes, I know that. But still. Thank you very much, Lady Shure. You've shown concern for Great Uncle Chusho, even to what may be his very last moment. I want to thank you for your kindness and compassion, Governor Hong.
Lady Shunki. Governor Hong. I have to admit you've made a magnificent start at being governor of this province.
Mr. Shosai, will you please attend the selection ceremony? I'll be going along with Lady Shunki.
Very well. Here, please, take this. Governor To had me hold on to it for you. With this seal returned to your hands, you'll be a governor of Saw province once again, both in name and in deed, as you should be.
Thank you very much for bringing the seal back to me, Mr. Sai. And I owe you an apology for suspecting you. I'm sorry.
It was only right. You wouldn't be doing your job properly if you believed everyone and anyone so easily. You should be especially cautious of greedy men like me. Well then, good luck to you.
We'll be sure to catch up with you later. Well, I guess that means you and I should get going too. Are you ready? This is what I came here to do from the very beginning. Huh? What is it, Lady Shure? I'm not sure.
Elder brother Enjun. If only I'd been blessed with a little more luck and talent like you.
You fool. You think it was only luck and talent? Did you think Enjun climbed that high on that alone?
What? Who the heck are you? And how do you know anything about my elder brother Enjun, or me? Well, at this point in time, I don't really care who you might be.
If Enjun had had as much luck and talent as you thought, then he would never have had to struggle so hard in his life. Over thorns, on red-hot iron, or through frozen snow. He was the type of man who would willingly walk barefoot through it. I've never known any other man as foolish as he. If there was anything he possessed in abundance, it would be the true kindness of his heart and his unwavering perseverance. Even if he were covered in wounds, he would never utter a single complaint. He wouldn't even glance down at them, but would proceed down the path that he himself believed in.
Elder brother.
The hour's grown too late. Enjun no longer has time left to spare for you. That's why I've come at his request, to see your final moments in this world. On that dark day, you saw everything, didn't you? Are you really unable to remember what Aki said to him then?
This isn't your fault. Don't you understand? None of this is your fault. Why is it necessary for you alone to carry everything on your shoulders, Enjun?
You were mistaken from the very beginning. There's no way that someone like you, who never tried to understand anything, could ever surpass Enjun, even though that idiot tried with all his heart to protect everything.
But I...
Getsuto, governor of Sok Province, has arrived, along with Lord Ensei-ro, lieutenant governor of Sok Province. Lord Kokoju... Lord Kokojun! Calm down. What I need to do here is see things with the eyes of a governor, and judge him accordingly. Lord Kokojun? Lord Kokojun! Lord Kokojun! Snap out of it! Lord Kokojun.
Shunki? Shunki, I killed my father. I stabbed Grandfather Chusho. Now there's nothing left for me anymore. I've lost everything I held dear, even my own soul.
It's impossible that you killed them. I refuse to believe you could ever do something like that. You've always been the type of person who would dig up a flower before bringing it to me, just because you couldn't even bear to break its stem and kill it. Afterwards, the two of us replanted the flower together in a corner of the garden, remember? I know you. You could never be capable of killing anyone.
I must have become crazy down here. The only thing I could think about was killing. I thought the only thing I could do was destroy everything and start again from the ashes.
No, please don't think that way, Lord Kokojun. I truly believe in you. You haven't killed anyone, I know it, and there are other ways to start over. If you seriously want to begin afresh, then please become head of the Saw clan.
Huh? No, that's ridiculous.
How is it ridiculous? You've always gone to any effort to help our clan and restore its old strength.
But in the end, I wasn't able to do anything. And now, I can never undo this.
Please, Kokojun, that's enough!
Huh?
For you, the issue is not only whether or not you killed your father, is it? The thing you really regret is that you weren't able to save him before it came to this. Whatever the actual truth might be, you'll continue to blame yourself like this for the rest of your life, and feel like you failed somehow. But even as you bear guilt and regret on your shoulders, as long as you're alive, there are always things you can accomplish. You can start over, am I wrong? But if the burden is too great for you, and you don't think you can take another step, then it can't be helped. You should remain here then. I'll be the one to go. I shall become the new head of the Saw clan, and as our family's leader, I will do what I must to atone for the crimes it has committed. This is the path I decided to take the moment I found this ring.
The ring of the head of the Saw clan? But it was supposed to be lost.
There's no mistaking it. This was the ring that Grandfather Enjun always used to have on his finger. From this moment onwards, I, Shunki-sa, will wear the ring of the clan.
Wait. I can't allow you to atone for my guilt and regrets. It is my burden to carry Shunki, not yours. Great Uncle Enjun always wore it on this finger, didn't he? Like you said, I will continue to regret what happened here for the rest of my life. Because if you believe that the path I've taken has led me to this moment, then regardless of the truth, I did kill him, in a sense at least. If I had only gone down another road sooner, maybe things wouldn't have ended like this. Again and again. I'll always remember today. I'll dream about it until I die. I must never forget about it. But what you're saying is that feeling alone won't help matters, right?
It's your turn to walk down the same path Grandfather Enjun once did long ago. Huh? That person, wait! I've seen him before!
I don't believe it. Great Uncle Enjun?
Advisor Saw?
So in the end, it's you who's come forward, Kokujun. It must have been a painful decision for you, given your youth and kindness. Should you become the head of the Sa clan, you will experience many painful feelings from now on. The kinder you are, the more tears you will shed. But it will be all right. Above all, be sure never to let go of your warm heart. Don't try to become a man who never shows emotion. Let yourself cry whenever your heart is pierced, then stand right back up and go forward again. And do not forget whom you should be protecting. No matter how stained in blood you may become, make sure you never hurt the ones you are bound to protect. Become a kind and strong man, Kokujun. Shunki will be there for you, just like Heiki was there for me.
Grandfather.
I don't have a single redeeming quality, and I've never succeeded in anything. But still, even though it'll be slow and difficult, if I put in the effort and walk in Great Uncle Enjun's footsteps, I think even someone like me can do it. It'll be a long, hard journey, Shunki. Sometimes it'll probably seem close to eternal.
I know.
I'm still a really weak person. I'm sure I'd be crushed if I were all by myself. So,
I promise I'll stay by your side and support you now and forever, my dear Kokujun.
Thank you, Shunki.
Lord Kokujun-sa, have you made your resolution? Moreover, do you understand the full implications of the decision you have made?
Yes.
Then I hereby acknowledge Lord Kokujun-sa's appointment as head of the Sa clan. I, Shurehong, governor of Sa province, offer my heartfelt congratulations. Regarding this current incident, once the facts have been made clear, I'll be in touch with you to discuss the responsibility you're to incur as clan leader. I shall decide what that may entail then.
I will abide by whatever decision you make, Governor Hong. Father, I swear I will become head of the Sa clan. I'll spend my life atoning for their crimes. Now, let's go. You will rest in peace under the light of the sun. Great Aunt Aki.
That ring you're wearing, does it mean you are prepared to walk the same path that my husband has tread? Sweet boy.
I'm prepared. Rather, I at least believe that I'm prepared. But please, I need you to help me along the road that I'm about to take.
Very well said of you. You are no more than an ordinary man.
Yes, ma'am.
But because you admit your weaknesses, you can become strong. And because you have nothing, you can move forward without discarding what's precious to you. It seems that there's nothing that you lack.
Well then, what are you waiting for? Hurry up and get yourself ready.
Get ready?
You fool. No. Tonight is the selection ceremony. Go and get dressed up for it.
Right.
He is so undependable.
Grandmother. So this must be Advisor Sa's wife, Lady Eki Hyo.
I offer you my most sincere apologies for all the trouble that the Sa clan has caused you and yours. Still, may I trouble you further by asking you to stay with us for just a little longer?
Yes, of course I'll stay. That was my intent.
Thank you very much. By the way, I meant to ask Shunki, are you sure you won't have any regrets in choosing that man?
I believe that in time I will become at least as happy as you were, Grandmother.
As happy as me, you say? Well, I sincerely doubt you'll manage that, but I challenge you to make the effort at least.
Yes.
So that kid's supposed to be the governor of Sa province? He doesn't look like he'd be good for anything.
That'll work in our favor. He's so timid that he'll probably do exactly what we, the Sa clan, demand of him.
Don't worry about it.
Just like we thought, neither Mr. Sakujun nor Mr. Kokujun are here.
Right. You know, now that I come to think of it, it was at a gathering just like this when Enjun Sa killed all the heirs from the main branch.
Probably figured he had the trust of the king and lost control of us.
But what about Shusho? How arrogant is that bastard, summoning us all here as if he owns us or something? You think he was the clan head?
At least there's no real reason to wait for him. Let's raise our glasses in a celebratory toast by ourselves.
This hall is strangely built. The walls are thin and there are only a few pillars.
Deputy Governor!
Wait, Sho! Stop! Don't come in any further, no matter what.
It's slanted to one side.
Don't tell me that old man Shusho. I really hate to order around beautiful girls such as yourselves, but make your way out in a single file.
What?
Otherwise, this whole building and everything inside it will collapse and we'll all end up dying together. Take a closer look. The roof is slanted to one side and there are way too few pillars to support the weight. They're not sound. Not to mention that the floor is thin and the center of gravity is unbalanced. It's been purposely built so that one step or movement can bring the entire thing down.
Damn that Chusho.
The old bastard's trying to wipe us all out at once!
Show your face, Chusho.
Sho, have you been able to talk with Chusho?
Yes, I have.
So, how's the old man?
I believe that by this point, he's probably passed away.
What did you say?
What do you mean by that? Oh, the timing's perfect as usual. Excellent work, Yushu.
At this time, we have received evidence submitted by various district officials, highlighting numerous improprieties committed by the Sa clan. After deliberation on what has been received, the court has determined that there is more than adequate proof to place you under arrest. Starting this evening, we are launching a full-scale investigation of the clan.
What are you saying, Brat? What makes you so important? Remember your position and where you are, you lowly cur.
How dare you insult one of the proud seven-colored clans?
I am the co-governor of Sa province. And as provincial governor, I promise to make a fair and proper judgment. But that judgment will not be overruled by you. I will give the head of the Sa clan the chance to talk with me. Of course, that person will also bear the greatest responsibility and guilt for your clan's crimes. Fortunately, today is the day of the selection, as well as the swearing-in ceremony. So please make your choice and decide who shall become the next head of the clan.
Well, the process involved in deciding on the leadership of one of the seven-colored clans is an important and serious matter. Could you at least give us until, say, tomorrow morning?
You pathetic old fools just don't know when to give up, do you? Wait until tomorrow morning, you say. There's no need to wait that long.
I will take the position. Wearing this ring, the legitimate symbol of the head of the Sa clan, from this day forward, I, Kokujun Sa, will take my place as leader of the Sa clan.
So you had it all along, Eki Hyo. No, it's gotta be a fake.
Stop your whining. It is the real ring, so you can cease your useless complaining. From here on, I shall become Kokujun Sa's advisor. What he lacks due to youth, I will make up for. Now tell me, you foolish old men, is there any among you with the guts to step forward and claim leadership of the clan for yourself?
I hereby acknowledge Lord Kokujun Sa's appointment as head of the Sa clan. I, Eketsuto, governor of Sa province, offer my congratulations.
Thank you, Governor.
So, you've finally arrived. Arrest them, but do it carefully. I wouldn't advise resisting. One clumsy move and you could all be crushed in an instant.
That man isn't here.
We'll be separated for a while, Shunki. As leader of the clan, I have to take responsibility for their actions and share their confinement.
No, I will stay by your side.
By the way, I might be late in saying this, but you have an absolutely wonderful voice. I'm really glad I could hear it.
Enjun.
It's over, Sho. You've come just in time.
I didn't bring you here to get you involved in something complicated like this. I just wanted to show you the beginning of a new era, and a man who would inherit your intentions for that future. I wanted you to stop worrying so you can finally rest in peace.
It was the last matter I wanted to settle. I prefer to rest only after I've been able to help the best I can.
Enjun.
There's one last thing I want to make clear to you. Kokujun never killed anyone.
I know, old friend. I already knew. You don't have to worry about anything else anymore. You may have died, but it seems death did nothing to cure you of your stupidity. You didn't even see Eiki.
Whose stupidity was it that didn't allow a dead man to rest in peace?
You never change, do you? Right to the very last moment.
Goodbye, Sho.
Enjun, wait. Rest in peace, Enjun. Pleasant dreams.
Wow, you're pretty skilled with that thing.
I never expected to receive such a compliment from a former prince, especially one with so much talent and taste in the finer arts. But on the other hand, I don't remember ever inviting you here. What is it I can help you with, little whirlwind?
Well, I was planning on having you drink this.
My oh my. You know, it would be much quicker if you simply killed me with that sword of yours.
I'd love to do that, but it's more important you receive judgment for your crimes. However, even if I locked you away in the most secure prison I could find, it's too risky to leave you with your mental capabilities intact.
I take it back. You don't have very good taste. Honestly, trying to turn me into a living puppet of all things.
I'm simply fighting poison with poison.
How do you intend on making me drink that, I wonder?
Frankly, I first considered beating you until you fell unconscious, then forcing the whole bottle down your throat. But in the end, that would have taken far too much time. So I gave up on that idea. Besides, I thought I'd like to have a little chat with you first. Let's play a game, shall we? We'll wager something we each want from each other.
Something I want from you? Do you have the one thing in this world I desire? Are you telling me she belongs to you?
No, she doesn't. But as long as I still exist, I will never allow her to fall into your possession.
You are certainly a hindrance in that regard. My one desire is for that woman to see only me and no one else. And I suppose that means your desire is for me to become a puppet. I see. It's a reasonably fair trade. All right, you're on. I had the bottle you brought poured into one of these cups. Of course, not even I know which one has been poured into. How quickly does it take effect?
Your body should start going limp in about the time it takes to boil water.
Then we may as well enjoy a friendly drink while we're talking, right? Oh, by the way, I neglected to mention that aside from your drug, there should also be lethal poison in about 5 of the cups. The effects should manifest themselves in more or less the same amount of time.
That's disturbingly thorough of you. Am I supposed to take a show could have managed to pull it off on his own, let alone gotten the idea in the first place?
Oh, really?
I wouldn't be the least surprised if some unproductive youngster from the Saw clan got fed up with Advisor Saw constantly interfering with his depraved amusement and gave a few suggestions to Chusho as a small form of personal revenge.
That is a rather intriguing story you're telling.
Oh, it gets better. Don't you want to hear the reason why your father was brought down?
It seems that hardship can make people grow. The former prince has become quite skilled in little tricks and traps. Perhaps we should have a toast in honor of your pathetically sincere effort.
Do as you wish.
Then in honor of the former prince, who has become cool-tongued, spiteful, and pessimistic in his old age, I raise my glass. A toast.
I had the Merchants Guild do some investigating. I found out that the Saw clan's main branch ordered several kinds of incense all at once.
Yes, so?
They were highly addictive, and would gradually affect a person's mind in a certain way.
You're very knowledgeable. I assume that, in your research, you discovered exactly who it was that ordered those special drugs.
Yeah, it was your mother and grandmother.
Well, those two would certainly do something like that.
Oh, yes. And I'm sure it had nothing to do with a certain unproductive slacker who knows all sorts of strange things, quietly telling them about it, just to cope with his boredom.
Perhaps. I'm sure there are probably kind and honest people out there who would actually answer if you asked them about such things.
This wine is strong. My throat is burning.
It's finally over, isn't it?
Yeah. Job well done, you two.
As I said to Lady Shure, you've done outstandingly as the new governors.
Thank you very much, Mr. Sai.
It's not over yet. We're still not finished here. I have to take the flower bud pin back from that man.
Yeah.
Then why don't I go and finish the last part of our mission, okay?
Do you think Shure will be alright going on her own like that?
This is Princess's problem. That means it's only proper for her to get it back herself.
Right.
This is one of those things that we can't really interfere with. Would you tell me something? Why are the people of this world so open-hearted?
Open-hearted? What do you mean?
I only need one person in the entire world, and that would be more than enough for me. But most people, for example you, are different, aren't you? You may love your princess, but there are other people whom you hold dear as well.
Yeah, that's right. In the past, the only person who was truly important to me was my little brother. But now, things are very different.
But I only have one person who's important to me. That means I'm trying to give all of myself to her, and her alone. So I would appreciate it if people like you who have others to care about would stop interfering.
When it comes to me, Sakujun-sa, I can actually be extremely selfish, if I do say so myself. I take anything and everything I desire. I don't pick and choose. Why bother when I can grasp it all?
If you become too greedy, you won't be able to get the things you truly desire.
As usual, you don't understand. Someone like you could never comprehend how much I love all of them, and how fortunate I am to have them in my life.
You're right, I don't think I do understand. And frankly, I don't think I care to either. Say, how would you react if I told you that your princess served me Ganlu tea while she was here?
Knowing her, I can only guess that you used some cheap tactic to make her do it. My lady's Ganlu tea was exceptionally delicious, wasn't it?
Now I'd like you to make some Ganlu tea for me.
No way.
Yes, it was very delicious. If you don't brew any Ganlu tea for me, then I'm afraid I'm going to die.
I don't understand. Why did he want to drink that tea so badly?
I'll tell you one thing. I was told by my lady that I'm her second favorite person in the world.
Why tell me something like that? I wouldn't say that's particularly worth bragging about.
It is when her favorite person is a man whom no one can hope to match. Is it alright if I ask you who your number one favorite person is?
His father, of course. Even though he's a hopeless father, he's always been my number one.
That's why second place is good enough for me. And don't try to pretend you don't understand exactly what I mean by that.
My goodness, you always have had a terrible personality.
I wouldn't mind being told that by anyone else, but not you.
I envy you.
Huh?
I said, I envy you. I would love to be told by her that I'm, say, even her third favorite person in the world.
Huh? His face is turning pale. There's no more time left. I have one more question.
You certainly are inquisitive, aren't you? If I didn't know any better, I'd say you wanted to get acquainted with me. If that were the case, then you really should have said something at the beginning. I would have been able to entertain you somewhat better.
You've already returned the flower bud hairpin to my lady, right?
Yes, I returned it.
Now that I know for sure I'm satisfied, if you don't mind, I am going to have you let me win this little bet.
You are joking, right? You certainly are as merciless as always, my prince.
And which of us is cold-blooded enough to put poison in all the cups?
Very impressive. I made sure to prepare a tasteless, odorless poison, but it seems you've come prepared to ensure you wouldn't lose to that sort of thing. Frankly, I find that a little cowardly of you.
Do you think I'd risk my life with you as my opponent? Besides, you're only able to stand up to this fast-acting poison because you're using a neutralizing antidote as well.
I did no such thing. It's just that I've experimented with so many poisons over the years to kill time, my body's built up a resistance to them.
You're a monster!
Are you all right? I must admit I'm impressed. You must have quite a strong stomach for alcohol.
To tell you the truth, I couldn't resist making a few small improvements to the wine we drank. It's so strong that even the heaviest of drinkers will fall over after drinking just a single cup. For you to nonchalantly drink so many cups of it and only become dizzy now after physically exerting yourself? Just what kind of body do you have? Well, sorry to run off, but I'm afraid of some place I have to be, so I'll take this chance to excuse myself. Why don't you stay here? You look like you could use a little rest. If anyone were to win a bet against me, that someone would never be you.
Shunki.
Don't worry about a thing, Lord Kokujun. I'm still right here by your side. No matter what happens, I'll always be with you. Always. There's no moon. That's right. Tonight's supposed to be the new moon. Huh? Huh? This will probably be the last time. As governor, it's my duty to arrest him and pass judgment on his crimes. That's why this will be the very last time I can really meet him. As myself. As just plain Shure Hong.
It seems I can hardly move my fingers anymore. Oh, come to me quickly, my lovely princess. You never betray my expectations, so please come quickly.
What do you think you're doing, hanging around in such an out-of-the-way place like this? What happened? What's going on? What's wrong? Are you sick?
Just as I promised. The thing most important to you.
This is no time for that.
In the end, it was you. You only gave me hot water.
You've been drinking wine, and a lot of it. If that wine mixes weirdly with gonglo tea in your stomach, you can end up making yourself sick. Just have the hot water today and get some decent rest, okay?
If you don't brew any gonglo tea for me, then I'm afraid I'm going to die.
That is something a child would say. You know, you do have to try to treat your body properly. I'll just give you hot water.
What you didn't know was that in that hot water, I had already added a slow-acting poison that I'm not resistant to, that would eventually kill me.
I don't get it. There was nothing wrong with you yesterday.
I also chopped up a neutralizing antidote and added it to the gonglo tea.
You were all energetic and running around. How could this have happened?
When I said I would die if you didn't make gonglo tea, I was telling the truth.
Hey, this is probably just due to a scratched throat or something, right?
I was thinking of telling you the truth, you know? That you were the one who killed me. If I did that, then you'd never be able to forget me. I felt like I could become a special person to you that way.
You need medicine. You don't have any on you, do you?
But it's funny, for the first time in my life, I began to think about what I could do for the sake of someone other than myself. Once I started to think that way, I realized that no matter how I looked at it, I was the greatest obstacle in your way. But I was weak enough to make one final gamble for my life. But you overcame it easily.
What? Why are you laughing like that? Where's your medicine?
I always keep making you angry. Just once, I would have liked to see you smile.
Come on, where is it?
guess that means the last part of me to go will be my hearing. Please play the Eru for me.
Quit joking around! Never mind. I'll go and get Egetsu. What is it?
I must have told you over and over that it's much better like this. You never called me by my real name, not even once.
Let me go. I'll get Egetsu to come right away.
To you, what place do I hold in your heart?
I'm begging you. Please let me go.
It's not really your fault, but while I still have the chance, I'm giving you the life of Sakujun-san.
Is this my fault?
They say beauty and a happy life don't go together. Deadly illness always strikes the ideal man. I was planning on passing away without saying this to you, but now, at the very final moment, I love you. The way you play the Eru, the way you always made tea for me, everything about you.
No, I'm not going to let you avoid the subject like that. I'm not going to allow you to say something like that and then die. And I'm not going to call you by your name. What should I call you anyway? You were always young master to me. Besides, you never once called me by my real name either, did you? Wait for me.
You were the one person who could ever win a bet against me. In all truth, you really were a special person to me. When I decided this path, I fully expected to die with no regrets. They always say that every meeting ends in parting, but still. I wanted you to say my name. I wanted to hear you play the Eru again. I wanted to spend more time together with you. I wanted to make you say you loved me. Where is the moon?
Tonight is the night of the new moon.
What's the matter, Your Majesty? Is there something out there?
No, I just had this strange feeling. It's funny. Ever since shooting and Seron came into my life, I've found what's important to me. It's given me courage to the extent that I'm not frightened of the darkness anymore.
Indeed.
Of course. Huh? I also love you very much, Yue, and Koyu as well.
Thank you for saying so, Your Majesty. I have to ask, though, where do I rank compared with Shure?
How am I supposed to answer that? You can't compare between the two. Long ago, I thought it would be enough just to have my elder brother with me, but now I can't help but feel that would be a total waste.
Sounds like you're being rather greedy, Your Majesty.
Didn't you know? A real king is supposed to be greedy.
But despite your greediness, you've done a very admirable job of restraining yourself and doing your best. It's very impressive.
Stop. If you keep saying such nice things, I might end up crying to you like a spoiled child. Right now, I feel like I must have a pretty pathetic expression on my face.
Well, that's true. You certainly do. But that's fine. I actually kind of like it. Don't worry, it's all right. We're all here by your side supporting you.
You know, if I could only see Shure and no one else, I feel like until I met her, the world would be boring. And once we did meet, I make up for it by living like a blazing fire, burning furiously until it goes out. And I die alone, and yet, I don't think I'd have a single regret. But you know, Shure, even if that were the case, I can't help but think I'm luckier to have many different people dear to me.
Let's go. We'll go and save Mr. Yushun and put a stop to this once and for all.
Shure, look!
Mr. Yushun.
Right on time, just as I'd expect.
Ensei, we're going in to save Lieutenant Governor Tay.
We'll have to be careful. The Saw Clan soldiers probably have the prison surrounded.
Mr. Shosai, we'll need the help of soldiers from the Merchants Guild. What are you waiting for, Ensei? Hurry up!
Princess, Egetsu, now just hold on for a minute.
We can't wait! If we don't get in there and save him, Lieutenant Governor Tay will...
It won't be necessary to save anyone.
Official Yu, what do you mean it won't be necessary to save anyone? He's in danger!
Yu Shunke is already safe and out of prison. As a matter of fact, he's on his way to Korin Castle right now.
Then Lieutenant Governor Tay is all right? But where is he now?
Right here. He's standing right in front of you, Princess.
Then you mean...
Yosensho. You were the one who killed Enjun, weren't you?
That's right. Would it be easier for you to hit me in this form?
I would rather hit you as an old man. That way there's a better chance you'll die.
You've always been a very scary woman, Eiki.
I always knew. I knew that Enjun would eventually be killed by you. I knew it from the start. That's why I've always hated you with all my heart. You were the only one that my husband would ever focus on. He was so busy chasing after you that he only stopped to look back at me occasionally. But in the end, I didn't mind. It was enough for me just to love him and be his wife.
Eiki.
However, that doesn't mean my heart is kind enough to forgive you for your miserable existence. You were always interfering in my relationship with Enjun, even to the very end. But there was something he once said to me a long time ago.
I feel like the manner of my death has already been decided.
Enjun.
When that time comes, I want you to promise not to cry for me. Because I know I'll pass away satisfied.
Did he at least die happy?
He lived as he wanted until his last moment.
Is that so? Did he say anything about me before he died? That's why he was always the worst lover.
Even so, I know Enjun loved you more than anything else in the world.
I knew that already. I don't need someone like you to tell me. He was simply that kind of man, and that's the reason I loved him so much. I have no regrets.
Live a long and peaceful life, Eiki. When I get home, I'll send you some wrinkle-removing cream. People in the capital say it's very effective.
Get out of my house. Don't you ever let me see your face again.
There's something I forgot to tell you. Just so you know, Kokujun didn't kill anyone. But then you knew that, didn't you?
It'll be daybreak soon.
I still can't believe it. Official Yu was actually Lieutenant Governor Tay all this time?
Well, as they say, to fool your enemies, start by fooling your friends.
I'm truly sorry for deceiving you.
But how exactly were you able to escape from that prison tower?
To be honest, I don't even know myself. You see, I hadn't trusted the task to Master Nan, but...
Master Nan?
He's Ensei's mentor, you could say.
Mm-hmm.
All I remember was that I was suddenly struck from behind.
You mean he punched you out?
My master's always been enthusiastic.
I was knocked unconscious, and when I came to, I found myself abandoned in Kinka.
He left you there?
Hey, my teacher's a generous guy.
That's not what the problem is.
I was surprised, too. I woke up feeling really cold. That was how I realized I was in Kinka.
Lieutenant Governor Tay, were you the one who dispatched the provincial guards?
Yes. I imagine that by now, the people who accepted Chusho-san's orders and attempted to set fire to the city of Koren had been found and arrested. Of course, I had the 2 bald eagles of Sa province helping as well. With the head of the Sa clan decided, the 2 provincial governors safely inside Koren Castle, and the town no longer in danger of going up in flames, we can welcome this morning in peace. All is right with the world indeed.
Heave! Heave! That's right!
Chusho's trap has crumbled and fallen at last. The long darkness has finally come to an end.
A new day is about to begin.
I suppose my punishment has been decided. Governor Hong and Governor To, I promise, in order to atone for the countless wrongdoings committed by my clan, I shall humbly accept any punishment. Is it okay for me to be walking around free like this?
We've decided not to charge you with any crime.
But, considering everything the Saw clan has done up until now, it wouldn't be out of the question for you to have me beheaded.
Executing you would accomplish nothing. It wouldn't change the past at all.
Rebuilding the Saw clan is what you should be focusing on now, Mr. Kokujun.
Lord Kokujun. I know you'll do your best, hand in hand with Shunki. Grandmother?
I realize you must all be busy dealing with everything the Saw clan has done. Please forgive me for asking you to come all this way. It won't take long.
What is it you wanted to tell us?
It's time I finally tell you the truth. The whole truth of what really happened.
What do you mean?
It's important to those who will lead the Saw clan and those who will guide Saw province. Kokujun.
Yes?
Chusho-sa and your father are both dead.
I know.
You should also know you didn't kill them.
Huh?
I can already tell from looking at you. You haven't killed anyone. It had all been planned by someone else. By Sakujun. During that time, in the cellar under the shrine, incense was burning. It was Sakujun's incense. It took away the mental clarity of whoever breathed it in.
So, that sweet smell.
That's right. And then... But contrary to Sakujun's plans, that monster Chusho fell to his only son, the one he had always considered an idiot. Your father protected you right through to the end, even as he took the final blow from Chusho's sword.
Father, he did that for my sake?
You haven't killed anyone, Kokujun, and yet you tried to bear all the responsibility. It seems you really are just like Enjun. He was said to have killed all the men from the main branch in order to become the head of the Saw clan. Everyone believed the rumor, and he never denied it. But that story was a lie. My husband never killed a single person in his life.
Wait a second, you're saying Old Man Enjun never killed anyone?
If that's true, then who killed the heirs from the main branch of the family?
It was a man of the main branch who had always respected and admired Enjun. That man was willing to commit murder and wipe out all the heirs in order to hand the clan over to my husband. Without saying a word in his own defense, Enjun stepped forward and took all the blame upon his shoulders.
Great uncle did that?
I don't understand why Advisor Saw would be willing to take all the blame without clearing his name.
I think that I finally understand. I've been thinking about it for a while. About why Advisor Saw would start a rebellion.
I always thought he started it because he wanted power.
That's right. That's how most people saw it. But the truth was very different, wasn't it? Advisor Saw wasn't doing it to seek power or further his own ambition, nor was he actually trying to bring Ryuki down from the throne. He really cared about the Saw clan. And it's not only that. He cared about Saw province and its people more than anyone else, didn't he? That's why he wanted to rebuild it, even if it meant sacrificing the rest of his life. I'm sure he must have thought about what to do for a long time.
So that's why Advisor Saw, as head of the Saw clan, felt he had to take action and rebel against the king to get things moving.
If the head of a clan instigates a rebellion, the king would have a reason to investigate that clan and then sentence them.
Guess he saw the festering rottenness in the heart of the clan and was trying to drive it out.
Then the only reason Advisor Saw started a rebellion was to take everything apart and then rebuild it from the ground up.
And now, finally, his hopes have all come true. The sickness that's infected Saw province has been cured, the rottenness driven out, and the land has been revived.
It feels like the beginning of a new era.
Grandfather.
Enjun was always a foolish man, believe me. But in the end, this was something that no one else could do. Of course, only my husband could manage it.
I'm so sorry, Lord Enjun. I thought I understood what you were planning, but I didn't really understand it all, did I?
After hearing this, I don't think I'll ever come close to being like Great Uncle Enjun.
Lord Kokojun.
It's too great a goal for anyone, let alone someone like me. But I'll swear it all over again. I'll spend my life working hard to take even one step closer to being like him.
Yes, and I'll be sure to be by your side helping you.
Oh, come to think of it, Shunki Kokojun.
Yes?
You had better see a fortune teller soon to choose an auspicious date for your wedding night.
My lady, are you awake yet?
Yes?
You should start getting ready for the governor's swearing-in ceremony.
Thanks. I'll start preparing right away. I'm so sorry, Mr. Yushun. I feel bad about having you help me dress.
Not at all. It's fine by me. Besides, unless I miss my guess, it's better for Korin to help Governor To get dressed and prepared, wouldn't you say?
Absolutely. I can't believe this. Why on earth am I stuck helping you get ready for the ceremony?
I'm sorry.
Mr. Yushun?
It's nothing. I was just thinking about that little girl and how happy I am to see her all grown up like this.
Huh? Wait a minute, have we met somewhere before?
In a manner of speaking, it's more like I was forcibly dragged along by a couple of friends who secretly watch over you.
Jay!
Oh, looks like you're all dressed up and ready to go.
And it looks like you're all ready, too. Lady Shuei, you're incredibly beautiful. Come on, you're exaggerating. But in comparison, this little idiot can't even tie up his own sash without someone there to hold his hand. Really, you need to pull yourself together.
Well, shall we be on our way, Governor Hong?
Please wait, not just yet. Before we go.
Hey, what the...
I, Shuei Hong, hope to follow in both your footsteps and fulfill the royal mandate with which we have been presented. To that end, I will work with utmost diligence every day. I ask that you offer me your guidance and kind encouragement in the days to come.
Likewise, I, Igetsu To, despite my lack of experience, intend to put forth my best effort. Please do me the kindness of offering your guidance.
You're making me blush. Look, enough of this. You can stand up now.
He's right, you know. After today's ceremony, you can't do anything like this again in public. You must always be aware of the differences in rank, Governor.
Jeez, you kids.
Now, it's time to go.
Right. We're not exactly being welcomed with open arms.
Oh, we just have very stern-faced officials in our province. Underneath that, they're all happy to welcome two adorable young governors like you. It'll be a change from the previous unsteady and unlovable governor.
Is that so?
Well, excuse me if I wasn't lovable.
Governor Hong and Governor To, from the bottom of our hearts, we hereby declare our sincere joy upon your acceptance of this position. From this moment on, all the officials within the government of Sa Province offer to support, guide, and serve you both.
I, Shuei Hong.
And I, Igetsu To, will from now on devote our entire efforts to the governing of Sa Province.
What?
What's going on?
Like I said, despite their stern looks, they're all extremely happy to welcome the two of you.
Finally, everyone's here together again. Let's do our best from now on.
So, you made it home at last. Then it's all over? It's over. I see. It's finally finished.
The governors have arrived at their assignment, and the new head of the Sa clan has been decided.
Is he similar to Enjun at all?
He's still a long way from matching Enjun. But yes, he's like him. He's in the habit of being too kind for his own good, though.
Now that everything's in order, Enjun's soul can finally rest in peace. Show. I'm sure you realize I'll be dying before you in the not-too-distant future.
You shouldn't talk about such an unlucky subject.
Enjun and I lived and went on living for more than long enough. No regrets. Even when we're gone, it's not as though the time we've spent together will ever go away. Rest when you're tired, old friend. If you grow weary of living, be certain that Enjun and I will come to get you.
It's a promise.
We just received a report from Sa Province. The swearing-in ceremony has finished without incident. The word is that they are both well and doing a good job so far.
Is that right? The future of Sa Province looks bright, perhaps.
Knowing those two, I think we can count on it.
Not too good. Most of the land is barren.
On top of that, because the Saw Clan's stranglehold lasted so long, relations with other provinces are non-existent. And since this province is isolated, peddlers and traders don't come here.
Well, what about the mountains? Maybe there's some iron ore or even gold or silver.
There are all kinds of places that haven't been checked out for things like that yet. But if we're basing our infrastructure off an industry, we need to pick something like agriculture, something that'll produce goods every year and will still be around 100 years from now.
100 years from now? Really?
Yep, that's right. That's why we've got to think hard about it.
Wow, the morning sky is really beautiful, isn't it? No, now that I think about it, they still haven't found Mr. Ryoren.
You're right. I guess it's not surprising. We did drive him away pretty harshly last time. We've watched the daybreak countless times together, but it must be really lonely for him, watching it all by himself.
Oh? You've seen the sun come up a lot lately? So, are you planning to make a habit of staying up to watch the sunrise from now on?
No, it's not like we pulled another all-nighter or anything.
I thought you said you were going to go home last night. That was the only reason why Seidan, Yushun, and I agreed to do some extra work. You should be sleeping at the governor's residence right now. What are the two of you doing here, surrounded by books and getting bags under your eyes?
Come on, you're imagining things, Sensei.
Oh, I am I? Well, what do you think?
Oh, Seidan.
All right, you two, come here. It's been a long time since I had to teach anyone a lesson.
Don't get me wrong. I'm very happy you're both so enthusiastic about your work, but if you ruin your health by pushing yourself too hard, that won't do anyone any good. Taking regular breaks and maintaining your health while performing your duties is also an important part of the governor's responsibility to the province.
Yes.
We're sorry.
Even if they get a lecture like this, I bet you anything they'll still keep forcing themselves for quite a while.
Yeah.
As long as she has trouble forgetting about him.
The palace celebration?
When the new year arrives, representatives from the 7 colored clans as well as officials from each province go to Kyo City in order to extend their greetings to the king.
To the king. To Ryuki.
More than that. It's a once-a-year opportunity for important people from across the country to gather together. That means there's a considerable amount of diplomatic exchange going on behind the scenes.
Diplomatic exchange?
The discussions between officials are important. It wouldn't be exaggerating to say they have a direct influence on practically everything that's decided for the rest of the year, from personnel to budgets.
And it's not as easy as just turning up, saying a few casual hellos to people, then coming home again.
So, which one of you will go?
Since there's still quite a lot of work that needs to be done here, either Governor Hong or Governor To should stay behind while the other makes the official visit.
I think you should be the one to go, Shure. I'm sure Mr. Shoko will be happy to see you. Besides, that's not the only reason. You've got a lot more weapons in your arsenal when it comes to diplomatic maneuvers. I hope I'm not insulting you by pointing that out.
Oh, very well. Yes, I'll go.
You won't be going alone. I'll be accompanying you along with Mr. Seidan, the Merchants Guild representative Ms. Rin Sai, and Lord Kokujun, who will be offering his greetings as clan head.
I'm glad I'll be able to see Father, but to see Ryuki when I feel this way.
Princess? What's wrong?
Oh, don't worry, it's nothing.
Hey, that's obviously not true.
I just feel a little uneasy. You won't be going to the palace celebration, will you, Ensei? It just made me realize how much I've been depending on you without being aware of it.
That makes me very happy to hear that. But come on, will you be that lonely separated from me? Huh?
But don't worry, this time I'll do my best to get by without you. Good night, Ensei.
Wait a minute.
Huh?
Princess, why don't I make you some delicious tea right now? Here you go.
Thank you.
For crying out loud, this is supposed to be your private residence, but it looks more like a library.
I feel more at ease this way. Ensei, do I really look so depressed that you felt like you had to make some tea to cheer me up?
No, it's all just me worrying about you, Princess.
I heard they've recently finished clearing away the debris from the building that collapsed.
Oh, right. You mean the trap where the whole place falls down when you apply a certain amount of weight to it? It was pretty smart of Chusho to come up with an idea like that.
They found lots of gunpowder and jars of oil underneath the floor. I guess he wanted to make sure. But luckily they finished the cleanup without incident.
So in the end, the only thing they couldn't find was Saku himself.
That's right. It's just like him to cause trouble for me, even up to his very final moments. I know that man was involved in so many dreadful deeds, and yet he never treated me cruelly, not even once. He never forced me to do or feel anything. Play the eru for me, brew some tea for me, please do up my hair. Those were the only things he ever asked of me. I just couldn't bring myself to hate him.
It's fine for you to feel that way. Of course you would. You were the first and only person in Saku's whole life that he cared not to be hated by. Because of that, he only showed his prettiest colors to you and you alone. There's no way you could hate him after that, and there's not really any need for you to.
But you know, I wasn't really fair to him either. I couldn't help but be charmed by that man as well. And it kept me from telling him properly until the very end.
Telling him what?
I should have told him I can't be with you. Stop it, it's no laughing matter.
Oh, sorry, it's just a guy like him would never go along with a line like that.
You're right. Even if I did say that, he'd probably play it off as a joke. But I still should have said it over and over, until the words finally reached his heart. I thought you might be out here.
Yeah.
Honestly, I'm fine, okay? Don't worry about me.
I'm afraid I wasn't able to do anything for her either, Seidan. On the contrary, you and I are the ones being worried about, as usual.
You're pathetic.
Yeah, but so are you.
It's all because you and I are too deeply involved with this whole thing. Neither of us can help her like this.
Somebody died right before her eyes. There's no way anyone as kind as Princess wouldn't be upset. Damn Saku. Even when he's dead, he's still causing trouble to the bitter end.
Right now, only Master Shoka or a completely neutral third party can make a difference.
What a klutz I am. Oh no, I can't cry. You know, when you're visiting someone's house, it's generally considered polite to announce yourself first. Ryuden.
If you add some more elegance and surprise to the myriad aspects of your life, then you'll find it more satisfying and fulfilling.
It's already way past midnight. Next time, please at least try to get here before the sun sets, okay?
Sure, but I'll want some rice porridge with mushrooms for dinner then.
All right, I got it. Now get inside quick. The nights have been getting a lot colder lately. Hey, what happened to those feathers you wore?
While in the midst of my travels, I re-encountered two young men who were enamored of my feathers. In the end, I traded them for some things.
It couldn't be. By the way, I'm sorry I chased you off the last time. I said some pretty harsh things. What the?
No one can know what goes on in other people's hearts. And no one can really predict where following the heart will lead you. Ever since Sakujin Saw's rampage stopped, casualties have been reduced to a minimum. You were the only one who succeeded in that. In fact, only you could do it.
Yeah, and what about it? I'm still the one who killed him.
That's true. While he chose death for his own satisfaction, you were the one who drove him to make that choice. He merely existed until he met you. Then he developed an interest in life. That's what made the choice important. In the end, you were the only one who could save Sakujin Saw, and the only one who could kill him. That means you're the only person in his whole world who's allowed to cry for his sake. The funeral rites are finished and the judgment's all laid down. That means the only thing that remains for you to do is to cry for him.
If I'm allowed to cry, then I'll cry. You'd better be ready for the clothes you're wearing to be soaked and ruined. If not, just tell me how much the whole outfit is going to cost to replace. I should be able to hold my tears back if I hear the price.
If you like, I can play you the tragic song of the century.
Oh, are you then? I'm going to cry even without the song.
They say tears from eyes and rain from heaven. Those will always be part of the natural way of things. And just as the blue sky eventually peeks through the clouds, tears will also dry away.
I was wondering, did you come all this way just to cheer me up?
I'd heard from Kokujun that you were very cheerful and excited, but she can never truly fool a kindred spirit.
Huh? You've met Mr. Kokujun?
Of course I have. Since I'm staying at his place, I see him every day.
What? You're staying with him? But how did that happen?
While I was walking in the city, he called out to me.
Please excuse my rudeness, but I was wondering, would you be willing to help me select a new wardrobe? I'm supposed to be going to the palace celebration in the new year, but I have no idea what to wear. I don't know anything about fashion trends in Kyo. If it's all right with you, sir, please come to my home as my guest and offer me some advice about my wardrobe.
No matter how you look at it, he picked the wrong guy for the job.
As we're the same age, I couldn't help but sympathize, and when he insisted, I couldn't very well turn him down.
Huh? What's that? You're the same age as him?
That's right. On top of that, he and his new bride appreciated my flute playing and applauded all of my tunes.
If he can be that diplomatic, maybe he will make it big.
You have a strange way of opening paths for people. Look at all that's happened. Me coming here, Kokujin becoming the head of the Saw clan, Ensei taking the basic provincial exams, and even the provincial government becoming as stable as it is today. All these things are because of your actions, aren't they?
And you have a strange way of knowing a lot about everything, don't you?
I suppose that's what it means to have the name Ryoden Ran. And with that, I'll have to excuse myself. Being in a woman's bedroom at midnight might lead to a rather bad reputation.
All right, I've got to give it my best. Let's see, if agriculture and forestry won't work and the city can't be turned into a commercial center, I wonder what we can make into Saw Province's main industry. What is it? Something on your mind?
Oh, nothing. It's just that, well, I was thinking that you look a lot more refreshed and relaxed, that's all.
Maybe because I cried my eyes out.
Huh?
I'm sorry that I made you worry about me, but I'm feeling much better now. As long as I'm alive, I'll keep putting one foot in front of the other and do the best that I can.
Yeah, you're right. As long as we're around, we'll do our best.
Having said that, when it comes to setting up new industries to base our infrastructure on, there's a limit to what you and I can come up with on our own.
That's very true. We should probably ask for the opinions of specialists in various fields.
For example?
Well, like applied arts, fine arts.
Pharmacy, medicine? We'd have to gather specialists in those fields together, and then... Aha! Eigetsu!
Yes, that's it. There is that possibility.
Right.
In any case, let's start working on that idea.
Are you two planning on watching the sunrise again?
Oh, Ensei, we were just thinking of going home in a few minutes, really.
What's that you got there?
Please give it back. It isn't even finished yet.
Perfect timing. Catch you, Shun.
Oh.
What is it? Ensei, please gather all of the provincial officials here for a meeting. Also, please invite Miss Urinsai as well. As for the two of you, if you can, please collect all the documents relating to this matter as quickly as possible. Now I would ask you both to explain your proposal to those gathered.
The two of us have been considering how best to raise the entirety of Saw Province from its current depression.
Not only must we continue the work that Lieutenant Governor Rowe and Lieutenant Governor Tay began, but it is also our responsibility to take the province to the next level.
To the next level, huh? And that's what this plan is all about.
We'd like to create a research institution to make Saw Province a center for academic research.
We believe this will lead the province to prosperity as well as guarantee a strong future 100 years from now.
It's an interesting idea. Of course, the plan still has quite a few holes, but it's definitely worth discussing further. I would agree.
Indeed. It is quite a promising plan.
Miss Urinsai.
Of course, it's also incredibly far-reaching, and would require considerable funds, significant land, and many talented people to complete it properly.
We invited you with the intention of asking the Merchants Guild for its cooperation in areas such as financial assistance.
Personally, I would like to help you, but I cannot officially support a plan that may be aborted while in progress. As chief representative of the Merchants Guild, I'm afraid I am unable to give my assent so readily.
Sister, please.
However, I can't help but be touched by the spirit the two governors have shown by thinking of Saw Province's future 100 years from now. It bodes well for the project. We'll consider the proposal further, with all intentions of making it work.
Well then, we will review the fine points of the plan thoroughly and...
Let us reconvene in 1 month's time.
What? 1 month?
This is an important matter when it comes to Saw Province's future. I hope that everyone will do their best. In other words, it should be ready by the new year. Right, Yushun?
For the new year? You mean the celebration?
Right. If we finish in 1 month, we can present the matter officially during the palace celebration.
All right, I understand. I'll do everything that I can while in Kyo City.
So, you're admiring the sunset today instead of the sunrise, huh?
Ensei.
You're really amazing, Princess. You came up with an incredible plan like that out of the blue.
I have to keep moving forward. I realize now, the reason I can never take that man's hand is because I want to keep forging ahead one step at a time. You know, I'm very greedy. I can't give up the things that are important to me and the things that I've cultivated. When it comes down to it, I can't trade away all the feelings and hopes I hold in my heart in exchange for living my life only for his sake. I'm just not willing to make that sacrifice. If I were able to throw it all away just like that, I would never have taken the national exams in the first place. I wanted to become a government official for so long, but all I had were these vague ideas like, I'll become an official and work diligently to prevent the country from collapsing. Now it's different. I want to become a government official who earns the acknowledgement of the people whom I respect. And I want to become an official who will be capable of helping those I love. And that means I have to keep moving much further up.
Huh? That's a pretty astounding confession, Princess. It's not fair, catching you off balance like that. You know, you shouldn't be in such a hurry to become an adult.
But I intend to. After everything that's happened, I realize that I can't remain a child. I've decided that I won't make the same mistake again. So I'll give everything lots and lots of thought so it doesn't happen. I can do it. I swear. I'm going to do it, Ensei.
Well then, we'll be going back to Kinka now. Right. Take care.
Oh? Headed home?
What's got you in such a satisfied mood?
I was just thinking about how fortunate I am to have such a great boss.
Thinking ahead 100 years down the road. Pretty impressive. It's not a simple thing for most people to imagine. It's the sort of thinking a prime minister might use as he oversees a country. Lieutenant Governor, you and I and everyone else may be assisting in the first steps of two soon-to-be legendary officials who will have their names etched in history.
I know, it's giving me chills down my spine.
I heard that Lord Yushun and Miss Rin Sai have been secretly in love for more than 10 years. It's wonderful, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's hope our proposal has a happy ending as well.
Oh, hello, Your Majesty. You're here a little earlier than usual today. It seems General Gran and Lord Koyu have been busy making preparations to welcome the New Year, so they haven't been by to visit me much lately.
Shoka.
Yes?
I've just found out that Shude is coming home. I feel better now. I'd better get back to work.
I suppose the only thing I can do for you is give you a break with a quick cup of tea.
Shoka?
Yes?
Don't worry about me. I'm all right, I promise.
The question is, are we going to be able to get the matter approved by the Royal Council? Governor Hong, everything will be resting on your shoulders. Think of it this way. If we're unable to convince them, we won't be able to show our faces in Sa Province again.
Yes, I understand.
We're almost there. Kyo City is getting closer.
Of course. That's the whole reason we're making the horses run, so we can get there faster.
I wish I was manly and brave like you, Miss Bean. Even Ensei was saying that. He said that if you asked all the young girls who they thought the strongest and smartest person in Sa Province was, Miss Rinsai would win the vote in a landslide.
You should relax. We'll be entering Kyo soon.
So we're back, in the spiritual center of dreams, guarded by the 8 colored enlightened ones.
But right now, all my dreams lie in Sa Province.
Let's see. First I make some tea. I'm right. And of course, they'll probably be hungry after their long trip. Shure, welcome home. Please be on your way.
Huh?
You've got the look of a government official. You have work to do, don't you?
Yes. I'll go and do my best. After that, I'll say I'm home.
Welcome home, Sarah. I'm happy to see you back.
I'm sorry to have made you wait.
Are you really satisfied with just that? You haven't seen your father for a long time, after all.
Yes, but Father told me to be on my way. He said that right now I have the air of a government official.
He sounds like a very good father.
What will you do next, Muzurine Sai?
I'll visit the Hong Clan's main branch to begin negotiations for the rights to the luminous 7-colored paint.
Good, I'll be counting on you. We'll need the funds to establish the plan.
If the paint can be manufactured in Sa Province, it will lead to significant profits, which we can use to finance our project.
I suspect the negotiations will proceed smoothly without any problems. We already have a firm promise from the Hong Clan that the Merchants Guild of Sa Province will acquire the production method for the luminous 7-colored paint, as well as rights to all derivative works.
Then all that remains is the palace celebration.
This is it. We finally arrived. What should I do?
Look, just try to prepare yourself, okay? Well, Mr. Kokujun, good luck in there.
What?
Since the official palace celebration is only open to the representatives of the 7-colored clans, and high officials from the royal council will be greeting His Majesty after the ceremony.
So, I'll be going in there all alone?
That's right.
Please go in and formally extend your greetings as the new head of the Sa clan.
They all seem like such important people. I feel so stupid. I want to go home already. Kokujun! Yes? Oh, Mr. Ryuden!
Did he say Ryuden?
Genius from the Run Clan? Look, there he is. That must be Hands Ryuden Run.
Boy, I am so glad to see you here.
Who's he?
Ryuden Run just called out to him.
Oh, Lord Kokujun-sa. Come over this way.
Yes, sir.
I'm Rei Shin Hong, head of the Hong Clan main branch. I would like to extend my congratulations on your recent appointment as head of the Sa clan. Huh? So that man is the new head of the Sa clan? Lord Rei Shin congratulated him. He must be.
Please excuse me. Lord Kokujun-sa made his appearance at the palace celebration without incident. Accompanied by the head of the Hong clan and by Lord Ryuden Ran, the court is buzzing with a rumor that we could be witnessing the birth of a young and shrewd clan leader who could surpass even advisor Enjun-sa.
Huh?
It appears that our friend Lord Kokujun has been able to attract some important allies from both the Hong and the Ran clans.
Huh? An important person from the Hong clan? Could it be Uncle Kuro?
My intention was to wait until after the palace celebration to start negotiating, but...
I understand. To be frank, I wasn't expecting to have the free time to meet now either. Elder Brother Rei's the head of the clan, and should be handling this. But he's determined to stay at the palace and get a glimpse of Shure, even if it's only from a distance.
Anyway, regarding the matter of the luminous 7-colored paint.
My niece Shure, I should say Governor Hong, has been kind enough to inform me of the details.
She's a good government official. She plays her cards without any hesitation. Impressive, isn't she?
Indeed, she refused to take advantage of the fact that I'm her uncle. She made her request strictly as the governor of Sa Province. It still amazes me that someone as absent-minded as my brother could raise such a competent daughter.
The official palace celebration appears to be over. Now it will be our turn. It's true that we're not obligated to make a formal appearance before the officials of the royal court, but there may be quite a few onlookers when we make our greetings to the king.
Huh?
It's common for people to show up for the greetings of officials they take an interest in.
Are you trying to tell me that we're going to be the center of attention?
Why, naturally. We did suppress the chaos in Sa Province, after all. This is going to be my first time meeting His Majesty since he ascended to the throne. I wonder how much he's changed since then.
Mr. Yushun, the way you say it, it makes it sound like you don't think too fondly of the king.
I suppose that's true. As far as I could tell at His Majesty's coronation, he had no motivation or desire to rule. It was rather disheartening.
But now he's...
Yes, I'm aware. I've heard many good things about him from Ensei. But still, in the end, I have to see it with my own eyes.
That's very harsh of you.
I simply feel that regardless of what reason he had for deciding to take the throne, he must be willing to carry the obligations and responsibilities that come with it. Even if that should result in a path of eternal loneliness.
Eternal loneliness?
It's finally time, Your Majesty. I wonder if Shure is going to be able to make it. I somehow doubt she'd get lost on her way here like you would.
You're right. Shure may have gotten lost along the road, but she still found her way this far.
Finally, the representatives of South Province will make her greetings. Look at all the officials who came out just to see them.
You and I came as well, didn't we?
Huh?
Well, look who's here. Seems like everyone's decided to show up.
You're right. And that includes you too, Secretary Ro.
It's one of my few true pleasures in life. Nothing can match witnessing the triumphant return of my former students with my own eyes.
She's come back? Excuse me.
Secretary Ro.
Oh, have you come to see your contemporary's hour of triumph after ending the chaos in Sa Province?
It may be true that the stories of Governor Hong and Governor Toad taking a hand in the appointment of the head of the Saw clan, as well as making the mass arrest, have caused a lot of shockwaves through the court. But that's nothing. I think I'm the only one who wasn't surprised by it. After all, it's only natural for them to succeed.
You're being creepy.
Shut up, as if you could possibly understand the feelings I'm having right now. At long last, I'm finally going to get the chance to meet my adorable niece again.
You mean you're going to get the chance to watch her from far? I, on the other hand, will be congratulating her afterwards.
Enough of your impudence!
Presenting the Honorable Lady Shure Hong, Governor of Sa Province, and the Honorable Lord Yushun Tae, Lieutenant Governor of Sa Province.
She's become beautiful.
I, Shure Hong, Governor of Sa Province, along with Lieutenant Governor Yu Shun Tae, present ourselves before your majesty.
Both of you, please raise your heads.
On behalf of Sa Province, I humbly extend our happiest and deepest well wishes on the coming of the new year.
Yu Shun Tae, you have supported Sa Province diligently for these last 10 years. Forgive us for helping so late. Our thanks to you as well, Governor Hong.
Your Majesty. While this is a ceremony to celebrate the new year, there's another matter that I would like to present to you.
What is it?
It is a very important issue concerning the future of Sa Province.
What is she up to?
Governor Hong, we are in the middle of the palace celebration.
What's the fuss about? Let's hear what she has to say. If it's concerning the future of Sa Province, then it must be a cheerful topic. Wouldn't that be most suitable for a truly joyous New Year's celebration? What do you think, Your Majesty?
Very well, then. Please, lift your head and share your proposal with us.
Thank you, Your Majesty. Well then, up until now there has not been an industry within Sa Province that would serve as a source of revenue. That is one reason why it has been mired in unrest for so long. Although Sok Province has welcomed in a new era, unless we aim for further development and growth now, the quality of life for the people will be no more enriched than it was before.
And so?
Our intention is to establish a provincial research institution in Sok Province. Be it in medicine, pharmacy, engineering, or fine arts, we would gather together specialists and researchers in different fields and provide them with a forum. And by doing so, we'd initiate a broad range of investigation and development, not merely for the benefit of Sok Province alone, but for all of Saiunkoku's future.
You wish to make Sok Province an academic center?
Yes.
Is this your personal opinion? Or is this a proposal from the provincial government?
It's from the provincial government.
With all due respect, we have gone to the trouble of making a document providing the contents of our plan in detail for your deliberation.
You'd think just rescuing the province from chaos would take all their effort, and yet they also worked out a plan like this?
Of course, Sok Province cannot make this plan succeed alone. We do need support.
One would estimate this would require a vast amount of capital.
With regards to funding, we've been promised the full cooperation of the Sok Province branch of the Merchants Guild.
But it would be a great amount even for the Merchants Guild to cover. Where would they get the finances?
The Hong Clan will transfer rights and production methods for the luminous 7-colored paint to the guild.
I see.
Your Majesty, would you kindly conduct a review of my plan and discuss it while the royal court is in session? I humbly beseech your consideration.
You believe this plan will open up the future for the country of Saiunkoku?
Yes, I do. I'm confident that study not only opens the path to the future, but helps to build it as well. I myself have come as far as I have by these very same means. But unless we do something, Sok Province will have no future. I humbly ask that you kindly give this matter your full consideration.
Your Majesty, I, for one, would like to hear more details about this proposal.
Hakume!
Myself as well. I'm interested too.
I would like to hear them.
Well, that goes for me too.
This proposal has certainly caught our attention. We find it very intriguing. You have our word that we will look over it and consider your plan.
Here, here. Governor Hong, that was magnificent. Oh dear, are you all right?
I'm so glad. I'm so glad the proposal will be considered.
Hey!
Your Majesty, we were thinking, perhaps we should all take a break and pay a visit to Lord Shoka's residence tonight.
Unfortunately, I'm afraid I'll have to pass. I must look over the New Year's greeting letters and write replies to those that require them.
I'm surprised. I assumed he would come and see Shure the moment he got the opportunity.
Well, that's his royal spirit for you. Yes, but all the same, I was secretly hoping for him to say and do things somewhat differently. You think so too, right?
So she's not here?
Afraid not. Right now, she and Lord Yushun are running around doing errands, I gather.
Is that so?
Well, it's not as if Shurei's reason for coming home is just a visit, right?
Yeah. You're right. I suppose not. We're both terribly sorry for our thoughtlessness. We'll be sure to send her a letter first next time.
As a matter of fact, Shurei really wanted to see the two of you. She was saying that she'd like to invite both of you for dinner once everything's settled down somewhat.
Really? She's matured so much.
She'd be glad to hear you say so. She said she didn't want you to think she'd just come home to have fun. And even if you didn't think so, she said you wouldn't acknowledge her unless she worked hard enough for two people.
Shurei really is an admirable, hard-working young lady, isn't she? Could you please give this to her when she gets home?
Oh, thank you very much for the gift.
Goodbye.
We'll drop by again.
Great, I'll be expecting you.
Oh. Speaking of which, has His Majesty been in touch with you since Shure came home?
No, not even once.
Is that so?
Something wrong?
Not really. It's just that His Majesty hasn't stopped working lately. Even though Shurei's returned, he hasn't even attempted to meet with her yet.
Lord Koyu, General Gran.
Yes, what is it?
Tell me, do you remember what His Majesty's real name is?
Of course, it's King Ryukishi.
Since I've been back, I've only seen Ryuki face-to-face once, at the celebration.
Why don't we stop there and call it a day, Governor Hong?
No, I want to continue checking into Royal Council research institutions a bit more. But you shouldn't leave Miss Veen Sai alone any longer. I don't want to keep you from your honeymoon.
Don't worry. She has her own business to take care of. For starters, tonight she's hosting a reception for merchants from all over the country.
A reception? May I ask where it's being held?
I think it's a place called Kogoro or something.
Why didn't you say so? Let's go!
Oh.
Please wait here for a moment.
You might not believe it, but before I became a government official, I worked here from time to time, keeping accounts, doing maid service, and lots of other little things.
You worked here?
That's right, and the experience has helped me a lot in life.
Shure! Ah, my darling! Welcome back, my dear Shure. You've become such an impressive woman.
Thank you, Miss Kocho. Excuse us, please. My name is Shure Hong. I'm the governor of Sa Province. And this gentleman is Yushun Tae, Lieutenant Governor.
It's a pleasure to have you here. Please allow all of us here at Kogoro to give you a warm reception and a pleasant evening. Governor Hong? I hope you had a good time tonight.
Yes, I did. Oh, Miss Kocho, thank you so very much for everything.
Don't mention it. I'd do anything for you, Shure. After all, you're our pride and joy, not to mention our dream come true. Speaking of which, I was quite surprised to learn that the leader of the Merchants Guild for Sa Province is a beautiful woman like you.
Yes, but now my term of office is finally finished. What? It's over? It's something that cannot be helped. But I've done everything I could in the meantime. When my brother and I were little, the Sai clan was in the grip of poverty and destitution. As the Sa clan became stronger, so the Sai clan became weaker in proportion. That's the reason why Sho and I decided to become merchants. Within the meritocracy of the Merchants Guild, we would not have to bow to Sa clan pressure, and we would have the opportunity to build on our strengths. Also, some of the doors usually closed to women were open in the guild.
It sounds a lot like the path that my dear Shure has been walking too.
Not really. What I've done doesn't compare to what she's accomplished. The sincerity of the heartfelt feelings you and Governor Toh have has saved Sa Province from itself. You've been able to accomplish things I could only dream of doing. From now on, Miss Veen, will you be concentrating on raising a family? No, I'll devote myself to being an inventor. Huh? An inventor? I entered the Merchants Guild in the first place because I was praised for my inventions. I'm thinking that in the future I would like to invent things that will benefit the lives of people who can't move freely. After all, if my dear husband can maintain the balance between his work and his love for his wife, then I should be able to do it too. A balance between work and love? I'm home!
Welcome back. You're here in perfect time. I had just finished brewing some tea when you got in.
But the tea Father brews is... so bitter.
Huh?
Nothing. I'm glad that the flavor hasn't changed.
Well, I'm happy to hear that.
Hey, by the way, where's Seiun?
He's gone out.
I see.
Speaking of which, Lord Koyu and General Ron stopped by today. They brought along a lot of groceries for dinner.
Father? Now that I think about it, I hadn't properly said I'm home yet. Not to those who took care of me. And not even to you, Father. I was only able to get this far because of everyone supporting me along the way, yet I...
It's quite all right.
Maybe I can invite everyone here and cook dinner for them like I used to. But first...
Huh?
I'm home, Father.
Huh? Welcome home.
It's been a while, big brother. I'm glad to see that you're doing well. I didn't think I could bring myself to see you face to face. I intended to protect her with my life, but I failed. I don't understand. Shurei's come back safe and sound, but on her own strength. I wanted to protect her, but before I knew it, I was being protected. I feel angry and ashamed of my own worthlessness. Even still, I envy you, brother. Because I don't even get the chance to feel that frustration.
Good morning.
Good morning, my lady.
Here, come and join me.
My lady?
Hello, Mother. I'm home. Seiran.
Yes?
You know, this is still our hometown in the end. It's the place we come back to. So we mustn't forget it, no matter where our lives might lead us. I used to think to myself, since I was going to become a governor of Sa Province, I should try not to think of my hometown that often. But this is still the place where all of my dreams first started. I know I said so before, but thank you for supporting my dream up until now. And I hope you'll keep on doing so. All right, I'm going to prepare a feast tonight, the first time in a while. Seiran, I'll need you to help.
Master.
You know, seeing you two working around the house like this again is really making me quite misty-eyed. It's like it's so nice the two have finally come home.
Master. I know it's kind of late for me to be saying this, but all the same, I'm home. Right now, I feel emotional as well. There's so much happiness in having a place to come home to. It reminds me that I'm not alone in the world. But still...
It says she'll be preparing a big dinner with the ingredients we brought yesterday. But why is the dinner party being held at the palace archives instead of at their residence?
Honestly, why are we having dinner at the archives and not at home? Sometimes I really have to wonder what Father's thinking.
Perhaps it's so we can have Senior Secretary Ko, Assistant Secretary K, and some other people drop by for a bit. Huh?
Yeah, I suppose you're right.
My lady.
What is it? No wonder I was beginning to feel cold.
That's right.
It's so beautiful.
Wow, this looks delicious.
Huh? Hakume.
So, you have a talent for home cooking as well.
Yes. Please have as much as you like.
Thank you.
Oh, my. This looks like a sumptuous feast, doesn't it?
Welcome, everyone. Oh, the meal looks delicious.
Did you make all of this yourself, Shu?
Uh-huh.
Wow, you're amazing.
Lord Koyu, General Ran. I'm so sorry I was out yesterday and I missed you.
Not at all. I'm the one who feels sorry for intruding the way we did. Koyu's been feeling incredibly remorseful for what happened last night.
Really? But I was very happy. When I heard that you two came by to visit me, I got all nostalgic for the old days, and it also gave me a great sense of encouragement.
Oh my, this bean cake.
Advisor Shaw and Advisor So, when did you get here?
Mind if a couple of old men join the party?
Not at all, please. Now everyone, let's eat before it gets cold.
Yeah, let's dig in.
Everyone? I wanted to say this sooner, but... I Shure Hong. I'm glad to be home safe from Sa Province.
Welcome back home, Shu. You really have come a long way.
It feels like almost 100 years ago that you were still an initiate in training. It sure brings back memories. To think the whole thing started from a sweet bean bun like this. Yes, it was thanks to your strong recommendation and quick thinking that Shure first entered the palace.
Now everyone, please enjoy the food before it gets cold. Hey, Seiran, you come over here too. Don't be a wallflower.
Everyone's having such a good time.
Why don't you enjoy yourself too, elder brother? Now, if you'll excuse me, I'm going to sample a bit of Shure's cooking.
Big brother, you going in there too? Well, I am the one who manages the archives after all.
And just like that, you all desert me.
No one's stopping you. Why don't you go in and join them?
I guess I'll just continue watching over her from the shadows.
Like I've always been telling you, you should just properly introduce yourself as her uncle.
I'm so lonely.
There's someone even lonelier than you.
Huh?
He's a man who is possessed by loneliness from which he can never escape. The more he behaves like a true king, the lonelier and more isolated he becomes.
But that's what it means to be the king, right?
Yes, it is. But still, he has a dream that he was never expected to have.
You're saying that dream is Shure?
From now on, as he gains reputation as king and ruler, there will be fewer and fewer people who see him just as Ryuki.
And your point is?
That in the end, Shure is and will always be the only person who will still call him by his real name. You were lucky enough to have Shure and Lord Koyu, as well as Senior Secretary Ko. If Seiran had walked the road to becoming king, he wouldn't be standing over that way. He wouldn't have met Ensei or anyone else. Right now, Seiran is able to grab everything he cherishes and hold on to it as much as his heart desires. However, from now on, King Ryuki will never be able to obtain anything for himself for the rest of his life. He's aware of that, and that's why he can't bring himself to let go of the one dream he has left.
This is troublesome. Why did Shure and His Majesty ever have to meet each other, I wonder?
But still, Reishin, when it comes to two people meeting, fate is a mysterious yet fascinating thing.
Hey, Chloe! All right, young man, time for a little midwinter swim.
I don't like this. Put me down!
Shure, Koyu?
Yes?
Get going!
Oh, Father.
There's somewhere I'd like you to deliver a few bean buns to.
Huh? I don't get it. There's no one here.
Why are you?
I could ask you the same.
I come here every night. I guess it's been ever since you returned from Sa Province.
I was able to accomplish a little bit while I was over there. Oh, but you already know, of course, because you're the king. I think I might have even matured a little bit. I'm back home. Ryuki. What? What's the matter?
Shure. You really did it. You kept your promise after all. I want you to see me, not as a king, but as who I am.
To tell the truth, I thought about you a lot. In fact, I was afraid that the longer I was away from you, the more I'd see you as a good king before anything else.
It's all right. It's not important now. I confess, I couldn't help but feel lonely without you here with me. I love you. I love you, Shure. You, and only you, forever. But why?
Don't you whine, me! Now sit down, right now!
Right.
I've had a lot of time to think about life and romance while I was in Sa Province.
Okay.
And while